Wide awake on a second-hand futon, no bad bag leaning by the back door. They say a good swing's worth the wait, and I'm trying to believe a little more. Late night buzzings, low hum in my chest. Maybe all these ballpark lights just mean I'm not there yet. Well, I'm not there yet. Run the bases, keep on chasing. Hearts are racing, feet keep pacing. Round in circles, all the same. Run the bases, call my name. Hey, hey, hey. Downtown flickers, boots on the blacktop. Under that moon, I count out my scars. Crowd cheers ringing in a faded highlight. Wish I could turn these bruises into stars. One more inning, I stand alone. Heavy's the glove, but they say that's how you know you've grown. Run the bases, keep on chasing. Hearts are racing, feet keep pacing. Round in circles, all the same. Run the bases, call my name. Hey, hey. Nights run longer than a rundown chase. I keep swinging even when I lose my place. Every strike just brings me home a step late, but I never walk away. Ooh, step slide, digging deep. Maybe this is all I need. Ooh, step slide, digging deep. I'm not folding, not this week. Run the bases, keep on.
It starts with a vision, a goal that sets the wheels in motion. The path may be rough, but with grit, hard work, and the right support, no race is too tough. No goal beyond reach. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and expertise I need to get across the finish line. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years as a family-owned and operated trucking business. Our team of highly trained drivers impeccably maintained late-model equipment and customer service set us apart. Our slogan, "Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it," encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility, supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome into the Ogden Raptors broadcast network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting. And it has been about a week since we have been here last, but we are thrilled to be back here at Linquist Field for the matchup between the league-leading Long Beach Coast at 47-13 against the Ogden Raptors, your very own. Long Beach Coast enters this game on a 3-game win streak. On the other end, Ogden Raptors have lost 1. Both teams coming off of just two 3-game series. So this will be the first 6-game series that either team has played in about a week. But Long Beach, there's a lot of good things to say about them. They were the top team in the standings after the first half of the season. They have already punched their ticket into the playoffs, and they've just continued to grow in the second half of the season.
Well, Long Beach has one of the best pitching staffs in the league. Their team ERA is 5.16, and so they certainly pitch the ball well. They're also a pretty good hitting club as they average .313 as a club in terms of batting average. They've got 3 guys in their lineup that are hitting over .354 on the year, and it's certainly interesting to see a different team here at Linquist Field, and it's certainly refreshing to see a kind of a new face here with the Long Beach in their first year of existence. They've been particularly good at home. They're 28-5 at home. On the road, though, they've been outstanding with a record of 19-8, so it's certainly going to be a test for the Raptors this week.
Later in the week, the Raptors are getting ready to face the pitcher of the week, Matthew O'Brien. He is expected to pitch on Sunday, but they're going to have 5 games to get through before then. A 6-game series this week. The Ogden Raptors have most recently dropped a game to the Great Falls Voyagers, who they most recently, the Glacier Range Riders, who they most recently played. They took 2 of 3 games there, and they took 1 of 3 games over in Great Falls. They were in Montana for this past whole week. On the other end, Long Beach Coast dropped 2 games, actually, to Oakland Ballers, last year's champion, and then they swept the Red Pocket Mobiles, also pitching a shutout in Game 3. 8-0 was the victory on that one for them. So a big test for the Ogden Raptors, really on paper, their most difficult test that they have had all season long. The starter today, Caleb Bunch, is going to have his hands full, and they need quite a full production from the defense and offensive side. You know that the Long Beach Coast pitchers are going to try to shut you down, and you know there's batters are going to take advantage of any slip up throughout this entire week. So quite a test for the Ogden Raptors, who are looking to at least split the series, if not more. They currently sit 10 games above 500 as a whole, and in the second half of the season, they are just at 500, 6-6. So not the start to the second half that they wanted, and they're going to be looking to maybe use this series as a catalyst for what the rest of the second half of the season might be. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to look at the league standings and break down the starting lineups for both teams. But that'll be after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
LWE has become an industry leader and performed new construction and retrofit work to companies in several industries. LWE is located in northern Utah and has performed work throughout the western United States. We can be reached at 801-621-3220.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network, and as promised with Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting, we're going to take a look at the league standings as they stand right now. Long Beach Coast and the Billings Mustangs have already punched their tickets into the playoffs. by being those top two teams in the first half of the season. Right now, second half of the season, it's the Modesto Roadsters getting off to a hot start at 11-1. If you recall, Modesto in the first half of the season had the fourth best record at 27-21. So they were just a bit above 500, and now an 11-1 start to this season. They actually did, or second half of the season, they recently did lose a game, so they're only on a one-game win streak. But then you have Long Beach Coast, who is here today at 10-2. Ogden Raptors at 6-6, 500, 7th in the league. So they're going to need to step up and win some games if they're going to look for a playoff berth, their second season in a row, looking for one of those.
And that's what makes the next 6 games big. It's not necessarily big in terms of winning like all 6. I mean, this is certainly kind of a good barometer as to where the Raptors are as a club right now. I mean, if they can hold their own against a pretty good Long Beach club, then I think you'd feel pretty good going into the final month of the season that Ogden could make that playoff push. We're going to find out this week just how good the Raptors are.
Absolutely. You have to see how your game stacks up against the best. Long Beach Coast has proven to be the best in the league so far this season. In baseball, great plays are often bang bang. At Red Pocket Mobile, a real person answers in around 2 minutes or less by phone or chat. No bench time, just real help when you need it. Step up to better wireless at redpocket.com. Proud sponsor of the Pioneer Baseball League, Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier. So Long Beach is going to be batting first tonight, as always, the away team. And they have had solid bats so far this season. The Ogden Raptors statistically have had better bats than Long Beach Coast. They've had better bats than everyone in the Pioneer League so far this season. And actually, manager Evan Parker was kind of poking fun at that pregame and said, you know, we're batting about 400 over 60 games into the season. I think we're doing something right. I think we found that right tuning, little tuning setting. So he's pretty pleased with what they're doing offensively. It's just been a matter of can their defense keep up, and their defense is going to be going against this Long Beach Coast batting order. You have Eddie Pelk leading it off, followed by Patrick Roche. Cooper Vest is going to be batting third, and Emilio Corona bats cleanup. Cuba Bess is going to be the fifth hole hitter. Benjamin Rossengard, sixth. Easton Jones, seventh, a BYU product. Johnny Pappas is eighth, and Anthony Matta is ninth. Cooper Vest, another alumni of BYU as well. So a couple Utah connections in that lineup. But Tyson, who are you looking out for?
I'm looking at Eddie Pelk, the leadoff hitter. He's got a .387 batting average, but he's got a .556 on-base percentage. He's been a perfect catalyst for that Long Beach club. Benjamin Rosengard, he's 4 for 11 so far this season. Emilio Corona's certainly been a big hitter. He's hitting .354 with a .650 slugging percentage. Really, for Long Beach, it's been that middle of the order, but it's been Eddie Pelk that's been the catalyst of that lineup, as those 3 and 4 hitters have had a lot of base runners when they've come up to the plate.
Eddie Pelk right now on a 60-game on-base streak. He has reached base every single game this season. If you go back into last season, a 75-game on-base streak. So you talked about that on-base percentage, and he has been phenomenal thus far this season. Also, a very good eye. He's walked 87 times this season.
What, 87 times?
87 times, which they believe is a record in the Pioneer League that put him above the Grand Junction Jackalopes, Evan Scavato. So definitely something to be aware of. Eddie Pelk, just like you said, really a catalyst for the whole batting order and what he does to get them started. So that offense is going to be up against this defense for the Ogden Raptors. Caleb Bunch is going to be the starting pitcher. Hank Dodson behind the plate. Sebastian Greco is batting third, is going to be playing first. Cole Jordan at second. Chase Valentine will be playing short. Carmine Lane at third, and then left to right in the outfield, you have Wilkinson, Lawrence, and Bivacqua. We're going to take a quick pause for the national anthem. When we come back, we will chat about Caleb Bunch and look at the Raptors batting order. choir action out there for the national anthem. And as promised, let's take a look at Caleb Bunch. Caleb Bunch came to the team after his senior season at Baylor and has been part of that starting lineup since then.
For Caleb Bunch, he's certainly a big guy and somebody that when he gets good downward movement on his pitches, he can get a lot of ground balls. So we'd be looking for that for Caleb Bunch. How many ground balls does he get in the first 3 innings here tonight? That might be a key as to how he's throwing.
So as you mentioned, he's got a 7.64 ERA on the year, 1-2 on the season with 7 appearances. All 7 of those have been starts. He's pitched 33 innings exactly, given up 51 hits, 35 runs, 28 of them earned, 15 walks to go along with 33 strikeouts, and that has been that big ratio that they look at. Do the Raptors is, are you striking out more batters than you are walking? And so far, Caleb Bunch has done a good job with that. So after the top of the first inning, it'll be time for the Ogden Raptor bats to show up, some of the best in the Pioneer League, and they will be led off by Chase Valentine, as always. A newer face in terms of how often he's been in the lineup is Garrett Bivacqua. He'll be batting second. Carmine Lane bats third, and Gio Ferraro is going to be batting cleanup. Gio has surpassed Colson Lawrence for the most home runs of anyone on the team. He also was the reigning hitter of the week last week as they entered into the series in Montana. Colson Lawrence bats fifth, Sebastian Greco sixth, Cole Jordan seventh, and then it'll be Dylan Wilkinson and Hank Dodson rounding out that batting order. Who do you think is the bat to look out for if you're the Long Beach Coast?
I think Carmine Lane, somebody that's, his guy's batting average up to 394 on the season. Colson Lawrence is now hitting 388, and so both those guys appeared to have had pretty good road trips last week. But Chase Valentine at the top, we talked about how Eddie Pelk is the table setter for the Long Beach club, and Chase Valentine has certainly been that for the Raptors, not only with his 34 stolen bases, his ability to get on with 37 walks, but Valentine does have a lot of power at the top of the orders. He's got 14 home runs, and so really for both clubs, it's that guy at the top spot in the order. Eddie Pelk for Long Beach and Chase Valentine for the Raptors. They're certainly going to be the table setters that both teams are going to be watching out for.
And then Long Beach Coast's defense is going to be headed by Jack Martin, the right-handed pitcher who is 6-0 on the season. He's going to be tossing it to Johnny Pappas behind home plate. Easton Jones will be playing first, Patrick Roche at second. Anthony Mata is going to be shortstop, and Benjamin Rosengard rounds out the infield. And then left to right in the outfield, you have Eddie Pelk, Emilio Corona, and Cooper Vest. We are just about ready for baseball here in Ogden, Utah. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting bringing you this matchup between the Long Beach Coast and the Ogden Raptors. Caleb Bunch getting ready for the first pitch, and first pitch will be away at exactly 6:31, is in there for a called strike in the top of the zone, and it's 0-1 going against Eddie Pelk. Eddie Pelk has just been such a force to be reckoned with as the next pitch misses outside. It's so important to get that leadoff man on when you start off the order, and Pelk has found a way to do that, whether it's through walks, through hits. He bats this year at a very solid 387. Next pitch is in there for a called strike. So Pelk calls time to collect himself.
I got to imagine he's a very patient eye at the plate. Somebody that every at bat, he's taken at least 5 or 6 pitches.
I think you have to work that many walks. And to go along with the 87 walks, he's only struck out 34 times this year, make it 35 as he swings and misses. And Caleb Bunch picks up his first strikeout of the night and sits the ever-reliable Eddie Pelk down in just 4 pitches.
Pelk walks towards the on-deck circle to give a bit of a scouting report on Caleb Bunch, and that was a 79-mile-an-hour pitch that Pelk just swung over the top one for strike 3.
Good start for Caleb Bunch, and it brings up Patrick Roche. Right-hander who's playing second base today. First pitch misses outside, and it's ball 1.
Long Beach working without a first base coach here in the first inning. 4-time Major League All-Star Troy Gloss is coaching at third.
Swing and miss on the 1-0, and the bat goes flying out of the hands of Patrick Roche and hits the backstop just barely to the right of the Ogden Raptors dugout. So Patrick Roche might be trying to take out the opponents in a different way. So he'll go pick up some more pine tar.
He's going to definitely need some more pine tar, and he's going to take a little bit of time with it. It is a warm evening here in Ogden. The temperature is 95 degrees.
And the Ogden Raptors had a fan, kind of a Mr. Fan going in their dugout earlier. No longer seeing that going, but the sun is definitely a factor as the Ogden Raptor dugout, we've talked about it a couple times last week when the Chuckers were in town. They are never in the sun during night games. They are shaded for the entire game, whereas Long Beach Coast is going to have to wait all the way until probably the 5th or 6th inning to get shade over on their dugout. Here comes the 1-1. Lifted into right field, going over on it is Bivacqua, and he settles under it just inside the foul line to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Good job for Caleb Bunch attacking the strike zone, and he's forced the Long Beach hitters to swing, and so far he's had some success. 2 up and 2 down.
Exactly like you said, 2 up, 2 down, and it brings up Cooper Vest. Vest from St. George, Utah. That's .329 on the season. First pitch to him is right down the middle for called strike 1.
So being from St. George, this is a really bit of a chilly evening for him. Normally the temperature in St. George at this time of the year is, 105, maybe 110?
It's cool if you're not over in the triple digits. He swings and fouls the next pitch back, and he's behind 0-2 quickly. Caleb Bunch looking to face the minimum here in this first inning, go 1-2-3. He's ahead 0-2 on Cooper Vest right now. Vest is batting .421 over the last 6 games. Those were against the Ballers and the Mobiles. Next pitch misses a bit up high, and a good eye tells him to hold off to make it 1-2. Long Beach won 4 of their last 6 games on a 3-game win streak. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and Caleb Bunch is fired up, a fist bump and a yell towards his infield, and he goes a perfect 1-2-3 against the best team in the Pioneer League. Great start to this homestand for the Ogden Raptors. We'll be back for the bottom of the first inning, and Jack Martin will take over on the mound for Long Beach Coast after this.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Go to prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network in the bottom of the first inning, and it's Jack Martin taking over on the mound for Long Beach Coast. The throwdown is in action. Jack Martin, 6-0 on the season, .422 ERA. Played professionally for the High Wheelers last year, and then has come over to Long Beach Coast. A lot of Long Beach's roster has come from different parts of the Pioneer League. There's 3 people who have come over from UC Riverside as Valentine lifts this one into center field. Just shy of the warning track is Corona, and he jumps. It bounces off of his glove and comes out of his glove. Chase Valentine turns 2 and is now looking for third, and it's a leadoff triple on the first pitch for Chase Valentine. You can see on the replay on HTN, Corona had a decent read on it and then just jumped, and it bounced off his glove right at the last second.
Well, the first time I saw that, I wasn't sure if he needed to jump, but it looked like he put together a good jump, pretty good effort, but just clamped off his glove, and it is going to be a straight triple for Chase Valentine.
386 was the total distance that Valentine hit that, so really any other part of the park except for straightaway center, that would have been a home run. His first pitch is down in the dirt to Garrett Bivacqua.
For Valentine, that's his 4th triple on the year, and that breaks a 3-way tie for the club lead. So Valentine now leads the club in triples.
And he has been the consistent extra base hit producer as the next pitch is fouled away. And it's now 1-1. That one bounced off the arm, it looked like, of Johnny Pappas.
That's the 50th extra base hit for Valentine this year. 32 doubles, 4 triples, and 14 homers.
So it's a 1-1 count on the lefty Garrett Bivacqua, and he goes down to an inside pitch to foul it off and make it strike 2. I will say, Pappas does not have the exact body type that you often see in a catcher. He's 5'10", 175, so a smaller guy, pretty lanky. Oftentimes you'll see a little bit more of the short and stout style as Bivacqua gets under this one and is into shallow right field. Cooper Vest comes in on it. It might be deep enough to score Valentine. The play at the plate is not in time as the catcher Pappas went up the first base line to try to get that ball, and it made it so that he had to reach back very, very far, and Chase Valentine made it home standing up. So the Ogden Raptors are on the board first, 1-0.
Good throw, probably gets Valentine, but Pappas did have to go up the line a little bit to get it. You mentioned his athleticism. He put together a pretty good jump towards home plate to try to get Valentine, but Chase gets the Raptors' first run of the night.
Carmine Lane up now, the co-captain, batting .394 on the season. First pitch to him. Nicely finds its way back into the strike zone. 79 miles an hour and started out looking like it might hit Lane, and then just worked its way back into the strike zone. The 0-1, same pitch, but that one misses too high, and it's now 1-1. Valentine, as we mentioned, Lane batting .394 on the season and went 9 for 26 in the last 6 games. Next pitch misses in the dirt. So that was good enough for .342 across the 6 games that he played in Montana. His better series was the most recent one in Glacier. Picked up 5 hits across 15 at-bats in that one. Here comes the 2-1, and that one misses low as well, and it's now 3-1.
One of the things you can expect from the Long Beach pitching staff is there are a lot of strike throwers. They're averaging about 4.3 walks per game. Most of the teams we see in the Pioneer League are averaging 7 or 8 per game.
Full count now for Carmine Lane. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one is hit in the gap between shortstop and third base, and a full count single for Carmine Lane continues a great start for the Ogden Raptors so far. I mean, Tyson, this game really could not have started that much better for them.
Well, they know that Martin's going to be a strike thrower, and, Valentine got a pitch over the middle of the plate there, and that 3-2 by Lane, it was one of those because it was a 2-strike approach for Carmine Lane. Probably would have done a little bit more damage if it was with less than 2 strikes, and he was able to do some damage on it. And so good swings by the Raptors here early in the contest, and already a visit from pitching coach Jerome Williams, the former San Francisco Giant and Angel, and also spent some time with the Salt Lake Bees.
And what a coaching staff they have over there at Long Beach Coast. You have Troy Percival, who obviously was a 4-time All-Star, played 14 seasons in the MLB, also threw the final out in the 2002 World Series for the Anaheim Angels. Then pitching coach Jerome Williams, who played 11 seasons in the majors, and their hitting coach Troy Glaus was obviously the MVP of that same World Series that Percival was pitching in. So quite a stacked coaching staff they have.
That's about as good a coaching staff in terms of names and former big leaguers that had success that you'll see at any level, whether it's the big leagues, AAA, AA, especially here in the Pioneer League. It's certainly fun to see those guys here.
First pitch to Gio Ferraro is a called strike. Carmine Lane with a slight lead off first. He's only stolen 6 times so far this season, and he's been caught stealing twice, so he'll probably be fairly conservative on the base pass. Here comes the 0-1 to Ferraro. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-2 quickly. Ferraro serving as the DH here tonight. .412 batting average on the season, is second best on the team, and he's got almost 50 more at-bats than Stincato, who does have the best batting average on the team. He very lightly taps this one off of the end of his bat, charging it as a third baseman, and he makes the throw over to Easton Jones. Rosengard did a great job getting to that ball quickly, as it did not come off the bat from Ferraro with a lot of heat.
One of those swinging bunts, and usually those turn into base hits, and it was certainly a close play, but a good play by Rosengard to throw him out. One of the things about Long Beach is they're a club that doesn't beat themselves, and part of that is they're an outstanding fielding team. They have a .969 fielding percentage, which by Pioneer League standards is outstanding. That's a part as to why they've got the record they do this year.
Colson Lawrence up to bat now, and he's hoping that this homestand is going to be a time for him to bounce back and start seeing the ball better than he has. He swings and misses on the first pitch. He bats at .388 on the season, but went just 5 for 23, batting .217 in their last 6 games. Here comes the 0-1. That one misses outside, and it's now 1-1. And at one point during this season, Lawrence had one of the best batting averages on the team. Still has the most RBIs of anyone on the team, but has been now passed by Ferraro for most home runs. So he's been sliding a little bit recently, but he holds back on the 1-1 that he looked like he kind of wanted to bite on.
He got extra base potential every time Lawrence is up there. He's second in the club with 23 doubles.
2-1, and Lawrence has worked himself back ahead in this count. Slightly open stance, he waves his dark brown bat above his right shoulder, and he's way ahead of the off speed. He was finished with his swing before that ball got to home plate.
Boy, we've seen some good curveballs from both pitchers, both Caleb Bunch and Martin. They've thrown some beauties here in the first inning.
2-2 pitch. Carmine Lane's on second. The off speed is weighted on and lifted into center field, going back to the wall, and it bounces off the greenery. Emilio Corona now fields it. Carmine Lane comes in to score, and Colson Lawrence trades places with him for an RBI double. Colson Lawrence did a great job adjusting on that pitch. He was way out in front of the 75-mile-an-hour curveball. That one didn't have as much movement on it with 77 miles an hour. He waits on it and just takes it right back up the barrel where it came from.
And that wasn't even a strike. He had to really go out and get it, kind of extending his arms. And Lawrence, one of the stronger Raptors, he really put a charge into that one. And boy, the Raptors have put together some good at-bats here in the first inning.
Colson Lawrence's 73rd RBI of the season, and now the big lefty, Sebastian Greco, steps in to try to keep this 2-out rally going. The first pitch to him misses outside. A 1-0 count now to Greco, who joined the Raptors about a quarter of the way, third of the way through this season. He pulls this one into right field. It's got some air under it, but not enough power. And settling under it is Cooper Vest, just shy of the warning track for the third out of the inning. So the Ogden Raptors put up 2 runs off of 3 hits, and they have a 2-run lead as we head into the top of the second inning on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Don't be a bench warmer. Call the insurance center so that you can get on the field and have a good time and get your insurance done properly. Go Raptors!
All right, fans, we've got a tie game at the end of the night. So it's time for the Pioneer Baseball League knockout round. Our unique way of settling ties without having to go into extra innings. So let's go over the rules while they're setting up the field for the knockout round. Each team selects a player who gets 2 minutes to hit the most home runs before he makes 5 outs. An out is every pitch swung at that's not a home run. The visiting team hitter goes first, and then the home team hitter takes his hat. If there's no winner after the first round, we'll replace the hitters and have a second knockout round, and we'll keep right on rolling until there's a winner. So let's sit back and get ready. The PBL knockout round, the coolest way to settle a tie in all of baseball.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting for the top of the second inning, and it's Emilio Corona, the cleanup batter. First pitch to him misses too low from Caleb Bunch for ball one. Joined now by the manager of the Ogden Raptors, Evan Parker. Skip, how are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. This one is grounded. Lane will barehand it.
Oh, my. Wow. Great play.
Great effort there. So, Skip, still the best offensive team in the league. Obviously, that's in part to your hitting coach, Ed Campanello, but just what can you say about your team's bats right now?
Yeah, I mean, as resilient of an offense as I've seen in my 6 years of being with the Raptors, we just are relentless 1 through 9. You can kind of mix and match the lineup however you want. But we had talks early on about the approach we wanted to have early in counts, the approach we want to have late in counts, and without giving too many of our secrets away, that's what we focused on, and I feel like we do it as well as anybody.
Yeah, I got to keep your cards close to your chest there. Cole Jordan makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So going up against Long Beach Coast, the best team in the league, how much does your game plan differ, if at all, and how much is it just another game?
Will you grab that, please? Sorry, they're asking me to grab the bat outside of the dugout. The game plan really never differs, and that's part of being consistent in this game, because this game is runner. Sorry.
No, you're good.
The game plan really never differs, because you have to consider the fact that baseball is an everyday sport. So we're going to play 6 out of 7 days, and you have to show up every day with a consistent mindset, routine, game plan. If you're 2 up or 2 down, it won't translate over time. So, we feel good. The last series that we played against Glacier, who's a good team, we won the series at their place, and we feel good coming off of that series. Feel good coming into this series, and to be truthfully honest with you, I don't know that Long Beach is overmatched, or that they overmatch us, but by any stretch. So we're ready for these guys, and ready to get a series win.
Absolutely. That is the manager, Evan Parker, for the Ogden Raptors. Skip, as always, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
2 outs, and a first pitch is swung on by Easton Jones for strike 1. Emilio Corona got on to start off the inning with that softly hit single and is now standing on third. Long Beach Coast hoping to not strand Corona on third. The next pitch is a called strike. Beautiful curveball. Dove back down into the zone.
Boy, Bunch has thrown a few of those, a couple for a strikeout in the first inning, and if he gets over the plate consistently, he's going to be tough to beat tonight.
0-2 count on Easton Jones, the BYU product. Next pitch, check swing. And he did not go around, so it's now 1-2. Long Beach Coast has done a really good job recently not stranding batters. So far, the first 27 games of the season, they were stranding more than 10 batters a game. And then in the 33 games since then, they were stranding just 9. So it's been an improvement. The 1-2 line drive by Chase Valentine, and they will strand one over on third. The Ogden Raptors keep Long Beach Coast scoreless through 2. They lead it 2-0, and we'll come back after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love. I'd fix just about anything. You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
Wait, Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
This is Hannah with the Ogden Raptors. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, videos, and accounts of this game is prohibited without the express written consent of the Pioneer Baseball League. Copyright 2024, Pioneer Baseball League.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting. Bottom of the second inning, it's the Raptors leading the league-leading Long Beach Coast 2-0. Great start for the Raptors thus far. Cole Jordan up to bat now. First pitch misses outside to him. Raptors got 6 batters up to the plate in the first inning. Chase Valentine hit a triple to lead it off and was scored by Garrett Bivacqua. Carmine Lane knocked a double later after, and then Colson Lawrence traded places with him with a double of his own, and that's how we now sit at 2-0. 2-0 count for Cole Jordan now. He lifts this one into center field. Going back to the wall is Emilio Corona. He watches it fly, and that one is gone. Cole Jordan with a home run coming off of a grand slam in his most recent game, and the co-captain's bat is hot right now.
He just got a pitch down the middle of the plate. It was a little bit low, and boy, Jordan's swinging a hot bat, and he got all of that one. 433 feet. So that one went over the center field wall by a good long distance. And so Cole Jordan, co-captain of the Raptors, so he's swinging a good bat right now.
Second home run in 2 games. As I mentioned, the last game in Glacier, he had a game-tying grand slam. They obviously went on to lose that game 9-6, but the grand slam is what tied the game 6-6. It's quickly a 2-0 count to Dylan Wilkinson, the left-hander. Dylan has played all over the field thus far this season, but he's playing left field today. 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch, and that one catches the bottom right side of the strike zone. Both teams start the game with 2 challenges. Neither has elected to use them yet. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. With those red pocket mobile strike zone challenges, if you use the challenge and you're correct, you retain it. If you're incorrect, you lose it. Deuces now on Wilkinson. That next pitch is too high, and the count is now full. Jack Martin, a pitcher that uses pace to his advantage. He kind of just gets back onto the rubber and gets going.
I wish every pitcher be like that.
He is quick, to say the least. The 3-2 is pulled up the right field line, just barely foul by Dylan Wilkinson.
It's kind of tough for Martin. He throws about in the high 80s with his fastball. And with that, you know, there's been a couple occasions there where he's found the middle of the plate, and the Raptors hitters so far just haven't missed it in their first trip through the order.
You expect it with Ogden, the best offensive team in the league, and obviously, as Evan Parker mentioned, they've got a game plan for every part, every, you know, early count, late count. This one is lifted into left field. Settling under it is Eddie Pelk, and he extends his right hand to make the grab for the first out of the inning.
With Martin, he will find a lot of the plate, but the home run they allowed to Jordan's the 10th homer that he's allowed this season, which is the most, you know, among Long Beach Coast pitchers.
1 out for Hank Dodson, 9-hole hitter. Worst batting average in the whole batting lineup, as he's batting .278, which is usually not that bad of a clip from a baseball perspective, right? If you're anywhere around 300, you're doing pretty well. But for the Ogden Raptors, they have 7 batters batting above .350 on the season. 1-1 to Dodson now.
safe to say it's a hitter's league. It's not quite what Idaho Falls has done over the last week or so, but it's certainly pretty good.
I mean, it was 48, is that right? 40-8?
40-18 this past Saturday day against Great Falls. In fact, the Chuckers over their last 3 games have scored 85 runs.
I mean, when I saw 40, I thought it was a typo. I thought someone messed up on the stats site. It's 3-1 as that one misses inside and too high to Hank Dodson. So Idaho Falls really kind of the comeback team of the second half of the season right now. Sitting at 7-4. They've made some changes. Here comes a 3-1. That one's right down the middle for a called strike. Dodson started walking down to first base and had to retreat. Second full count in 2 batters.
We'll keep on that Idaho Falls score tonight. They're playing Billings, one of the better teams in the league, so I can't imagine they're going to put up like 20 or more here tonight.
But you got to think about it. I mean, Idaho Falls is the team who went 15-33 in the first half of the season as the 3-2 is lifted, and it's a pop-up into center field. Emilio Corona moves to his right and makes the grab for the second out of the inning. I mean, the Chuckers have now gotten to almost half of their win total of the first half of the season in just 11 games. I mean, obviously, we played them recently. They had those 39 pitchers. They've been making changes. They switched around their manager, obviously, and it's made a difference.
They were here the last Raptors homestand. They had a pretty good offensive homestand series, but it wasn't quite what they did the last 3 games against Great Falls.
First pitch misses outside and too low to Chase Valentine. He tripled his last time up. Valentine, the threat for extra base hits. This one is lifted into right field. Going back to the Wallace Cooper vest on the warning track. He now looks over his left shoulder and makes the grab for the third out of the inning. So Cole Jordan leads off the inning with a solo home run, and then it's fly out, fly out, fly out to end the second inning. But it is the Ogden Raptors with a 3-0 lead heading into the top of the third after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome into the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting. Top of the third inning, the Raptors lead this one 3-0. Their bats have been hot thus far. Caleb Bunch has all but shut down the Long Beach Coast offense through 2 innings. First pitch is a called strike going against the catcher, Johnny Pappas. Beautiful day for baseball here at Lindquist Field. The crowd is not exactly the fullest, although that's what we've come to expect here on Thursday evenings as the next pitch misses for ball 1.
On the third base side, it does look like there's quite a few people there, and it looks like the concession stands are pretty full, and a lot of people have decided to find the shade here in the early innings.
This one is launched high up in the air, just starting to apex downwards right now, and shading himself from the sun is Cole Jordan with his right hand and making the grab with his left hand for the first out of the inning.
That's the second pop-up Cole Jordan has caught, and quite a few flyouts on both sides. In fact, 5 of the 6 Raptors outs when they were at the plate were flyouts, and it looks like we've had a few pop-ups here so far.
And you know, Tyson, that was a good observation as I was looking over to the first base side of the stands. You have a better vantage point on the third base side, and it is much fuller over there.
You got a little bit of a wall there to your left.
First pitch is grounded, handled by Valentine, and he gives it off over to Greco for the second out of the inning quickly.
So an outstanding first trip of the order for Caleb Bunch, where he allowed just one single, had a couple strikeouts, a couple ground outs, and about 3 or 4 pop-ups. So first trip through the order, throwing a lot of strikes, and he's done an outstanding job with that nasty curveball that he's displayed on a few occasions.
Oh, and he was efficient. He got through the entire order in 24 pitches.
That's not bad.
2 outs for Eddie Pelk. He struck out swinging his last time up, and the first pitch goes past him for strike 1. Pelk, the lefty, not the tallest player in the order, 5'11", and he gets under this one. Coming in on it is Colson Lawrence, a center fielder, but it's ultimately going to be Dylan Wilkinson in left field making the grab, and another 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Bunch and his defense. It's still the Raptors leading 3-0 after 2.5 on the Ogden Raptors broadcast network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network here in Ogden, Utah at Lindquist Field. The Ogden Raptors lead it 3-0. They scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning, and then a solo home run by Cole Jordan got them on the board in the second inning. But Garrett Bivacqua grounds out to Patrick Roche to start off the third. And the first out of the inning is retired. That's the fastest they have retired anyone so far, as Chase Valentine got on with a triple in the first, and then Cole Jordan obviously hit the homer his last time up.
I think Bivacqua was probably expecting something that was a little bit more towards the middle of the plate. I mean, that one was a little bit low, and kind of like how Valentine and Jordan started off innings, Bivacqua wanted to get something early.
First pitch misses a bit outside to Carmine Lane, who singled his last time up. 1 RBI on the day already for Lane, as that single scored, or excuse me, Bivacqua actually had already scored Valentine. This one gets over the outstretched glove of Cooper Vest and bounces off the rocks out in right field. Carmine Lane just lazily jogs over to second. And so far, Carmine Lane's got the single and the double. So we just need the triple and the home run for the cycle. May be a little overzealous, but we're only in the third inning.
He's halfway there, and that was a line drive, and because it was a line drive, I think that was one of those where the sun played a factor, as Vest looked like he couldn't quite spot it. It looked like some guys in the Long Beach dugout were asking if he needed some sunglasses or needed some help with the sun, as I think it played a factor there in the ball getting through.
Home plate is now in shade, as well as partial parts of the third base line. The ball is coming from the mound in the sun to home plate in shade. It's a little bit hard to get a beat on the ball as Ferraro swings and misses on the first pitch.
I could almost say you're calling your shot for a Carmine Lane cycle. Who knows? He's got 3 triples this year. Could happen.
I mean, everyone talks about the announcer's curse. What about announcer manifestation? This one is hit high in the air to Raptors Ridge. and it bounces off the bottom part of the wall. Vest misjudges the bounce, and Ferraro rounds second. He's going for third. Carmine Lane scores, and Gio Ferraro's helmet comes sailing off his head as he's hit the second Raptors triple of the game.
Well, the Raptors' bats has been hot here tonight, and that one carried quite a bit towards Raptors Ridge. Looked like Vest thought he had to play for a second, and the Long Beach Coast are now getting introduced to this hitter's ballpark at Lindquist Field as the Raptors, they've been rolling offensively. Already 4 hits here in 2 and a third innings.
First pitch on the ground is a liner by Colson Lawrence. That goes all the way to the wall. I mean, Gio Ferraro practically could have walked to home plate, and Colson Lawrence easily makes it to second standing up. So the Raptors have now taken a 5-0 lead.
That's already the 6th extra base hit for the Raptors. That's right, 6 of the 7 hits for the Raptors have been for 2 or more bases. Double, triple, and a double there. And for Colson Lawrence, and for Lawrence, that's 2 doubles already tonight and 25 on the season.
That one came off the bat hot, 108 miles an hour. It took its first bounce just barely to the right of Benjamin Rosengard and then rocketed its way all the way to that Lucky Slice Pizza advertisement out in left field. You know, not a better advertisement out there. Lucky Slice Pizza. It was Lucky Slice Pizza here the other night, and we got treated to a couple pieces, and it's good stuff. They have a vendor here in the stadium that everyone should go check out.
Hopefully they'll bring us some here later on tonight.
Still haven't made the Salsa Formaggio pizza. Sebastian Greco holds up on the first pitch. It's too low in the dirt for ball 1. So far, the Raptors scored 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. And like you said, Tyson, 6 of the 7 hits being for extra bases. The 1-0 is a called strike in the bottom of the zone. Greco doesn't agree with it. He immediately turns back to our home plate umpire to have a couple words. Travis Schatzman is behind home plate today. Matt Beaver is at first, and Mike Green is at third. 2 of those 3 were part of the umpiring staff the last series when Idaho Falls came to play, as Greco swings and misses on the next pitch that was low and out of the zone.
Boy, Beaver and Green are certainly going to know the good spots to eat in this area with as often as they've been here.
1-2 count on Greco. He flew out to right field his last time up. He was the third out of the first inning, so already seeing Martin for the second time in just the third inning. The 1-2 was way out of the zone, but Greco decided to swing on it, and he defends nicely and hits that one out of play foul.
Well, Martin's thrown a lot of strikes here. On a few occasions, he's found too much of the plate, and I wonder if he's, at this point, going to just try to see if he can get the Raptors to chase a little bit.
Recently, when he's been throwing in the strike zone, like you said, the Raptors have been making him pay, so either he needs to be in the strike zone with a little bit more English, as this one is hit hard into right field, and that one is an absolute no-doubter. A rocket, 109 miles an hour off the bat, and a 2-run home run gives the Raptors a 7-0 lead.
Well, when Greco hits him, he hits him a long, long way. He had the walk-off home run on July 1st here at Lindquist Field, and that was 109 miles an hour off the bat. So he saw Colson Lawrence's 106 off the bat, and he said, hold my beverage, and he decided to hit 109 miles an hour. And when Greco hits him, he hits him a mile. That was just kind of a line drive. It wasn't necessarily all that high. In fact, the hang time on that was only 3.7 seconds. That was just a rocket.
I don't think that there has been a more fitting hit to be called a rocket in Lindquist Field. 4 runs have already scored in the bottom of this third inning for the Ogden Raptors with just 1 out, and it's Cole Jordan up now, who obviously hit the solo shot his last time up, but he's fallen behind 0-2 in this count.
Well, they're doing this against a pretty good pitcher that came into play with a 6-0 record.
6-0 and just a 4.22 ERA, which is pretty solid in the grand scheme of the Pioneer League, a little bit more of a batter's league. The 0-2 pitch misses too low, and it's now 1-2 to Cole Jordan. Martin kicks his leg, and the next offering is outside as well. So the pitch clock starts at 15 seconds for anyone wondering. And Martin throws his pitch with now 7 seconds left on the pitch clock. That one misses outside, and after getting ahead 0-2, it's now 3-2.
That's a tough thing with the pitch clock is that, before the pitch clock, pitchers would use this time to slow down and try to control the pace of the game, whereas he's ramping it up pretty quickly.
Full count is lined over a jumping Anthony Matta at shortstop. And Cole Jordan just puts together a professional at-bat. He goes behind 0-2, works his way back into the count, and now stands on first base after a single.
That does break the 4 straight extra base hits, but it is a single for Cole Jordan. 9th hit for the Raptors, and 7 of the 9 were for extra base hits. And nobody warming up in the Long Beach bullpen. Interestingly enough, you would think that Jerome Williams would go out just to see if he can just kind of reset things, and we haven't had a mound visit yet. It's just Raptors are taking advantage of how quick the pace is going.
First pitch, Dylan Wilkinson is a called strike on the outside part of the zone. You obviously did have Jerome Williams coming out just in that first inning, so it also could be an awareness of not trying to use up too many mound visits early in the game. 0-1 count on Wilkinson, and that one misses too high. Wilkinson flew out to left field his last time up. The Raptors do a nice job in their batting lineup as well, alternating a lot of righties and lefties, with Greco being a lefty, Jordan a righty, and then back to Wilkinson, the lefty. Runner goes is Cole Jordan, and mishandling the ball is Johnny Pappas behind home plate, so there'll be no throw down to second, and Cole Jordan picks up his 22nd stolen base of the season.
Well, for the Raptors, they're a team that likes to run. As for Ogden, that's their 124th stolen base as a team. And Long Beach, actually, especially with Pappas behind the plate, he's somebody that you can run on.
Mentioned that 5'11", 175 frame, so doesn't have the most power behind home plate. The 1-2 misses outside and too high to Wilkinson, and it's now deuces.
In fact, that was the 36th stolen base attempt against Johnny Pappas, and he's only thrown out 3 runners. So about 7% is his caught stealing rate. And so Raptors, with Pappas behind the plate, they can take off quite a bit.
If you're the Raptors in this game, as the 2-2 is hit high in the air to center field, going back just shy of the warning trap is Corona. And now he'll throw in to try to get Cole Jordan advancing to third, but the throw not nearly in time. And Jordan now stands on third, advanced 90 feet by the Dylan Wilkinson flyout, but there are 2 outs for Hank Dodson.
Well, even the outs are turning into some sort of production, as he did advance Jordan to third base. And with that, you can score on a balk or a wild pitch or any set of things, including a base hit.
Base hit would give the Raptors their 8th run of this ball game already in the 3rd inning.
When there was a runner at third, Vince Scully would always look at the wild pitch total. Martin, interestingly enough, in about 56 innings, doesn't have a single wild pitch this year.
1-0 high in the air, just barely out of the infield by Hank Dodson. Shortstop and second base converge on it, and diving to make the play is Anthony Matta, as Roche and Matta might have miscommunicated slightly. Roche dove out of the way, but ultimately the 3rd out of the inning is recorded, but not before the Raptors put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 3rd. They now lead it 7-0 after 3 on the Ogden Raptors broadcast network.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Bowman Kemp Manufacturing has been in business for over 50 years. From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility, supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems. The rebar and structural departments supply the United States, while the basement window systems division supplies the United States and Canada from coast to coast.
This can keep a battle buddy safe from the risk of suicide. I get it, it's just a phone. But when you call a friend, you show that you care, which can help them fight their inner battle. Now drop and call 20 people.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. It has been a dream start for Ogden going against the top team in the Pioneer League, the Long Beach Coast. First pitch from Caleb Bunch, misses inside for ball one to Roche. But it is Ogden leading by 7 right now. 2 runs in the bottom of the first, 1 in the bottom of the second, and 4 just now in the bottom of the third. And Long Beach Coast is still looking for their first run of the night. They have gotten a runner all the way to third, but they have only had 1 base runner tonight. The 1-1 is waited on and pushed into right field, opposite field, laying out to make the grab is Bavakwa, but he's unable to come down with the ball. He snaps up quickly and throws off to second, but not before Roche is able to slide in head first for a leadoff double.
Well, a good effort by Bavakwa. He had to run quite a bit, and because it was a line drive, had to battle the sun a little bit, but it looked like he was able to spot the ball pretty well and just put together a good attempt, but it just clanked off his glove. And with that, it's going to be a double all the way.
It did look like Bavakwa got there in time, and just like you said, clank was a perfect description. It just didn't quite find the webbing.
But it would have been a great catch had he been able to come up with it.
I mean, that would have been, SportsCenter top 10 worthy after that. So Roche is on second now for Cooper Vest. First pitch is a called strike in the bottom of the zone. Vest, a bit of a homecoming today from St. George, Utah. Played baseball at BYU and then most recently played in the Pioneer League for the Great Falls Voyagers. A 1 count here from Bunch is hit opposite field into left field. That'll go down. Foul by centimeters. And when I say centimeters, I mean maybe closer to millimeters.
That was about as close as it gets, and with that, Troy Gloss is kind of giving a bit of a lecture to Patrick Roche, who kind of stayed towards second base and didn't get a good jump on the ball. And so Troy Gloss pretty upset with his base runner there. Gloss acting as the third base coach, but that one could have been an RBI for Vest, but missed by, as Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much.
Always know that Tyson Whiting is going to bring out some sort of impersonation throughout the broadcast. It's one of the best parts of the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. And a swing and a miss creates the third strikeout of the evening for Caleb Bunch in just 3 1/3 innings.
And that's that curveball once again, another 79-mile-an-hour pitch that was a little bit outside the zone. And with 2 strikes, that one, for Vest looked like it was too close to take and took a hack at it. And how about Caleb Bunch? He's done a great job attacking the strike zone tonight.
Caleb Bunch will go up against Emilio Corona. He was the man before Roche who had the only hit of the night. First pitch is a called strike to him. Raptors tonight wearing their all-white jerseys with black lettering, teal outlines, and teal hats with black bills.
Well, if you like teal, this is the night for you.
As obviously Long Beach Coast's main color, also teal. They're in their pinstripe jerseys. The next pitch misses outside. Gray body of the jersey with teal pinstripes and teal sleeves, as well as teal writing and teal numbers. The 1-1 is hit high in the air. Carmine Lane drifts into foul territory just right of the third base bag, and he settles under it to make the grab for the second out of the inning. 2 outs now with a runner on second for Cuba Bess. Long Beach obviously had improved a lot in the latter half of their season in terms of leaving base runners stranded, averaging just 9 runners recently when they were more than 10 in the first 20-some-odd games of the season. But so far tonight, they have already left their only base runner stranded.
So many games are won and lost by how many players you can get on base and how few you can leave stranded.
Curveball is fouled back by Cuba Bess on the first pitch.
In fact, we talked about Idaho Falls scoring 40 runs against Great Falls this past Saturday. Interesting stat is how many did the Chuckers leave on base that night? 5. 5 left on base in a game they scored 40 runs.
I mean, if you're scoring 40, you're doing a lot of things well. A 1 is fouled, and Best was well ahead of that one as it was on the ground and heading closer to his dugout than it was to the infield. It's an 0-2 count on him. Currently, Bench has faced just 2 above the minimum, giving up 2 base hits, or I guess a single and a double. And the 0-2 is just barely fouled back by Bess. Cuba Bess is a great name.
It's an awesome name.
Just rolls off the tongue beautifully.
He's having a great year. He leads the coast with 17 homers. He's been their big power threat.
Kind of have to with a name like that. He'll do the 0-2 again. Trying to avoid trotting back to the dugout as the next one misses too low, and it's now 1-2.
That sounds like a great name for an actor.
It sounds like a name that people would change their name to have.
Absolutely.
One of our photographers out here's name is Matty D. Last name D-E-E. Great name there as well, and that's the actual legal name. So some people, you know, they just get lucky. Here comes the 1-2. This one is hit very, very hard. It's got plenty of distance, but it's foul. That one was pulled over the playground up the right field line. According to TrackMan, 415 feet of carry.
Good thing it went just a little bit foul. Action film starring Dwayne Johnson and Cuba Bess.
Bunch shakes off a couple signs. After Bess makes it very apparently clear how much power he has, the next one is fouled back into the backstop as the fans back there did a pretty good job of not flinching.
Which is rare. Usually it's just a natural reaction. You see a baseball come towards you, you flinch.
You know, actually, that photographer I was just talking about is the furthest right person on your screen if you're watching HTN in the front row. That's the one and only Matty D. Here comes the 1-2. Right back up the barrel. Going to his right is Colson Lawrence and laying out. The ball gets past him. It's now hitting the wall. Coming home to score is going to be Patrick Roche. And standing on second is Cuba Bess. So the Long Beach Coast have gotten on the board with a double that scores one by Cuba Bess.
Well, Lawrence had to run a little bit towards his right, and looks like they are going to give him a base hit, which will be a double, and that gets Long Beach on the board. And that was one of those that, you know, Colson Lawrence would be the first to tell you with his range, he was able to get to the ball. And I don't know if the sun played a factor in that, but that's one that Colson Lawrence would tell you he'd love to have back.
So just a matter of inches on a couple of these balls so far. Obviously, Bavacqua unable to lay out and make the grab in the first fly ball of this inning. And then Colson Lawrence now the second one. Both of those ultimately turned into doubles, and now Roche has scored.
For Bess, that's his 82nd RBI of the year, which I got to imagine is among league leaders, as he's been just outstanding all year in driving in runs.
Here comes the 1-0 to Rosengard, and he fouls that one back. One count now. Tall lefty standing very upright is Rosengard. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses outside. 82 RBIs puts Bess at 5th in the Pioneer League. Leading is Sam Canton of the Idaho Falls Chuckers, likely because of the 40 spot that they put up the other day.
I think he was able to rack up a few of those.
2-1 is fouled and towards Joshua Jacob, one of our cameramen, who's now standing in O-Town. That one took some reaction time. Luckily, the entire O-Town area is fenced in, which I think is a smart idea considering there's some alcoholic beverages and high-quality food served over there. And
there's a lot of distractions.
There's distractions. Here comes the 2-2. This one is on the ground. Cole Jordan ranges to his right, handles it, and gives it over to Greco for the third out of the inning. So Long Beach Coast finally gets on the board in the top of the 4th inning, but it's just one, and still the Raptors lead it 7-1 after 3.5. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting, and we're joined now by the manager for Long Beach Coast, Troy Percival. Skip, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. I mean, first off, you guys have one of the most stacked coaching staffs in terms of, experience and accolades and time in the big leagues of anyone in the Pioneer League. How do you feel like that plays into, giving your guys advice and guidance?
Well, obviously, anytime you have experienced guys in the dugout that can, lead you in the right direction during a ball game or before the game and get good game plans, it's always helpful.
How do you feel like you can lean on those past experiences of, winning the World Series back in 2002, being a 4-time All-Star and everything like that in your very successful career?
At this point, I don't think that's going to help as much as my experience in Idaho Falls, where my team hasn't come out and played in the altitude with the wind. Actually, not too windy today, but just try to get these guys acclimated because it's a different ballgame than playing in Southern California.
Absolutely, and then finally, like you said, you coached 2 seasons in Idaho Falls. What has it been like being able to coach the inaugural season with Long Beach Coast and really put together a roster?
Oh, it's been great. I got a lot of the guys from Idaho Falls that followed me down there. Just a different game. It's a really large field. Marine layer ball doesn't go very far, so you can pitch differently, challenge guys in the zone a little bit more. But it's been a really positive experience so far. Just got to get these guys acclimated to the different game you got to play up here.
Manager for Long Beach Coast, Troy Percival, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Great start to the inning so far for the Ogden Raptors as the ball's mishandled by Cooper Vest out in right field, and Chase Valentine takes that opportunity to score. So 3 straight base hits to start off the bottom of the 4th inning, and Chase Valentine has already crossed home plate for the 2nd time today. Garrett Bavacqua stands on 3rd, and it's Carmine Lane who just hit that RBI on 1st.
Well, just great approaches at the plate, and the Raptors just trying to, not trying to do too much. And as Troy Percival mentioned, it's a little bit of a different type of baseball, different brand of baseball here in the altitude. And it looked like Valentine was going to hold up at 3rd, and then the ball was bobbled by Vest, and so they gave Vest an error to allow Valentine to score.
So 3 straight singles, and Gio Ferraro wants to add his name to that streak as he hits a single into left field. Bavacqua scores, and the lead is now 9-1 in favor of the Raptors.
Well, it was a lot of extra base hits in the 3rd inning. Now it's just a bunch of singles, 4 straight singles for the Raptors here in the 4th, as they've really been on point. 9 runs on 12 hits already, and there's no outs in the 4th.
And there's something to be said about the pace that Martin pitches at. When things are going well, obviously, he's kind of just working in his favor. But right now, I mean, the Raptors have gotten 2 runs across the plate in the matter of 30 seconds. First pitch to Colson Lawrence is hit high in the air. It's tailing now. Dead center field. Watching it fly is the center fielder Corona, and that is a 3-run homer for Colson Lawrence. The Raptor bats are hotter than the Ogden summer weather, and they lead this one 12-1.
Well, Lawrence's third inning double was 106 miles an hour off the bat, and that one was 108. Boy, the center fielder took a crazy route to it. It looked like for a good long while he thought he was going to make the catch, and that one just kept carrying. What an amazing effort by the Raptors bats, and they're doing it against a really good pitcher in Jack Martin.
Greco fouls the next pitch off, and that is the first pitch in the last 3 batters that didn't go down as a hit. Lane, first pitch, single. Ferraro, first pitch, single. Lawrence, first pitch, home run. Greco, second pitch, single. Another one for the Ogden Raptors, and it's going from bad to worse for Long Beach Coast.
And Troy Percival's going to come out and talk. His pitcher had been warming up for a little bit. Not sure if he's quite ready yet. Obviously, we saw Jerome Williams, a pitching coach, but Troy Percival being an all-time closer and a great one. He's going to make a pitching change, though. This won't be a conversation. He's going to get the ball from Jack Martin.
So as you said, it will be a pitching change as Jack Martin having his worst outing of the season. He goes 6-0 coming into this game. This was not a pitcher who had struggled. The Ogden Raptor bats really have more credit than, a rough outing for Jack Martin, as he'd been very solid all year long. 6-0, 4.22 ERA, and just not his best start so far today. The new pitcher coming in to warm up is Steven Ordorca, the right-hander. 5'11", 165, 27-year-old from La Puente, California. One of those guys who followed Percival down from the Idaho Falls Chuckers. He came in and pitched in relief in the series against Oakland, which was over 3 games ago now. Most recent outing was Game 3, which they lost actually in a knockout round. But he went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and 4 batters faced. Not a guy that puts together very long outings. So this could likely become a bit of a bullpen game for Long Beach Coast, which is not exactly what you want this early in a series, obviously with just Game 1.
He averages about an inning per outing, but he has a lot of outings. This is already his 33rd outing this season. It's only the Coast's 61st game, so he's appeared in more than half their games. It looks like he varies his arm angles. He's had a couple warm-ups where it's been sidearm and a couple where he goes straight under in a submarine style. So he's one of those pitchers that may vary his arm angles, and somebody that could be tough on right-handers. And obviously with the score being what it is, I think that, you mentioned kind of it being a little bit of a bullpen game for Long Beach. I can't imagine they want to use up too much of their bullpen, as Troy Percival is very familiar with this hitter's ballpark, having managed Idaho Falls last year.
First batter that Ordorca will face is Cole Jordan. First pitch called strike from a submarine arm angle.
Well, you don't see that all that often. There is a reliever for Boise that throws submarine, so this is the second pitcher we've seen this year that throws from down under.
Another submarine, and Jordan is behind maybe not just behind, but more just not quite getting a good beat on the next pitch. I mean, this is the closest you'll get to almost a softball rise ball in baseball. It starts low and works your way up on you. The 0-2 is hit opposite field by Jordan, just barely foul.
But the way things are rolling with the Raptors, wouldn't have been surprising if that would have ended up fair. It's just a different angle. I mean, hitters are used to seeing it straight over the top or at the very least sidearm. They don't, it's usually just where the ball's coming from that hitters just aren't used to seeing.
The ball doesn't usually start in the lower part of the strike zone and move up on you. The 0-2 pitch will not be thrown home as Greco is attempted to be picked off, but he slides back successfully.
Well, I know when Jenny Finch was in her prime, there would be times where major league hitters would face her and they'd have no shot against that rise ball because they just never saw it.
It's a unique movement for a ball to come in towards you. 0-2 is fouled back by Jordan. Ordorka doesn't put a lot of heat behind the ball, throwing, right now in the low 80s, can get up into the mid 80s, but it is really more his arm angle. We'll do the 0-2 again, and it's fouled off again.
Unfortunately, with a lot of those sidearm or submarine pitchers, part of why they kind of switch to those arm angles is because they get to high score, get to college, and realize I just don't have that fastball, that upper 80s, low 90s fastball that a lot of scouts are looking for, so they decide to change up the arm angles a little bit.
Jordan hits this one on the ground. They might try to turn two. They get one over at second, and not in time to Jordan over at first. So Jordan reaches on the fielder's choice, and Ordorka retires one. They get the lead runner, and 1 out is recorded.
I think the second baseman played back on that roach, and because of that, it just wasn't hit hard enough for the Coast to turn two.
It's not often that you get the first out of the inning after 5 runs have been scored. That is the case here. Dylan Wilkinson, next man up. Pickoff throw, gets behind the first baseman. Cole Jordan running now to second. His helmet comes off all the way back at first base. He rounds second. He's now going to try to go third, but the ball got caught up over in the bullpen, and it's going to be Jordan having to turn back and go to second.
Kind of an odd play there where the first baseman had lost his glove and Jordan lost his helmet, and there's a lot of people over there in the Long Beach bullpen, and it just got caught up somewhere there.
I mean, credit to Jordan showing off the wheels. He was moving.
He was heading towards third, and if they couldn't have found it, he was probably going to try to score.
Almost an inside the park steal. I'm going to create terms out here. So Dylan Wilkinson still awaiting the first pitch towards him, as the first pitch was a pickoff. That one is a called strike in the outside of the zone. 12-1 in favor of the Raptors. Scored 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, and now are working on a 5-run inning right now in the bottom of the fourth.
And if he just happened to be keeping score at home, they did give an error to the pitcher on that pickoff attempt. So Long Beach, a team that has been pretty good fielding the ball all year. They've got 2 errors so far in the first 4 innings.
Wilkinson waits on the 0-1, the 1-1, waited a little bit too long and sends that one foul. So it's a 1-2 count on Dylan Wilkinson. Wilkinson yet to get on base tonight. The next pitch works inside on him, and it's working inside and up. Just hard to overstate how unique this submarine style of delivery is, and Ordorka has been almost exclusively submarine so far. 2-2 pitch. Jordan, the runner, on second. This one is hit into left field. Going back to the wall is Eddie Pell, and it bounces off the Coors Light sign at the top of the wall, bouncing all the way into shallow left field. Wilkinson stands on second. Cole Jordan scores easily, and it's 13 runs for the Ogden Raptors now. Wilkinson's first hit of the night is a RBI double.
My ball's really carrying tonight. That's one of those where Pelk thought he had a play on it, and for whatever reason, there's not much of a wind to speak of, but the ball is carrying tonight, and the Raptors are certainly taking full advantage of it.
So it's a 6 spot now in the bottom of the 4th inning. This inning alone started off with 4 straight singles, and then a Colson Lawrence 3-run home run got the 5 runs in the inning before Ordorka came in to pitch. Since then, Cole Jordan scored off of a Dylan Wilkinson double just now. Dylan Wilkinson standing on second with a pretty large lead, as Ordorka doesn't really seem to be giving him a lot of eyes. It's an 0-2 count to Hank Dodson now with 1 out. So Wilkinson is standing probably 15 feet off of second base. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that one's too low to Dodson to make it 1-2.
Well, it was interesting when you talked with Evan Parker in the second inning. He talked about, having a lot of confidence going into this series and feeling like they matched up pretty well with Long Beach, and certainly it's looking like that here in the first 4 innings.
Dodson is ahead of the 4th pitch of the at-bat. He swings and misses, looking a bit like he was using a sword. And that's the first strikeout of the night for any Long Beach Coast pitcher.
Well, you know, hitting coach Ed Campanello certainly loves that. Seeing the Raptors put the ball in play and have shown pretty good approaches at the plate, and they've shown good two-strike approaches, which is certainly reminiscent of a team that is pretty well coached, as the Raptors are.
Back to the top of the batting order, the Raptors have officially batted around. First pitch works inside on Chase Valentine, and they're saying that he did go around, and Valentine can't believe it.
Oh, he's hot. Almost looks like Ed Campanella's got some words with the home plate umpire as well, as Campanella's coaching at third base, and Evan Parker, the skipper, is coaching at first.
That's a switch up, as usually they're Parker over at third and Campanello on first, but trying something different. It's worked so far. Here comes the 0-1, as this one is in the hands of Chase Valentine, and it's batted towards first base where Easton Jones catches it on the fly. Valentine is still hot as he walks past the dugout, still having words with the home plate umpire, but not a lot to be mad about as the Ogden Raptors score 6 in the bottom of the fourth inning, and they lead this one 13-1 after 4. We'll be back for the top of the fifth inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. When enjoying a ball game here at Linquist Field, make sure you check out the Raptors souvenir stand. Whether it be official player game caps and jerseys, golf shirts, t-shirts, and novelties, the Raptors have everything to make up your fan support. They even carry ladies' designs. The souvenir stand is behind home plate on the lower concourse. And for all you Raptor fans spread across this great country and abroad, simply go to ogdenraptors.com where you will find all the Raptors merchandise you can get at the ballpark. Be part of the Raptors family by sporting your favorite souvenir and apparel items. You'll be the talk of the town. It's an 0-2 count for Caleb Bunch as he has gotten ahead of Easton Jones here in the top of the fifth inning. Easton, a tall right-handed stance. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's outside as he was trying to get Jones to to chase was Bunch.
But a constant theme tonight has been Caleb Bunch getting ahead of the count, and does so right here to Easton Jones.
So far, Bunch has faced just 3 above the minimum. His next pitch misses outside to make it 2-2. Long Beach Coast has only had 3 hits so far this evening. 1 run. Here comes the 2-2. That one's low in the dirt, and it's full. So far tonight, Bunch 3 strikeouts to go along with no walks and 3 hits, 1 run. His offense then has been carrying, scoring 13 runs through just 4 innings. Here comes the full count pitch. It's fouled back towards us. And man, do I want to catch a baseball this year.
We might have to just stand outside the ballpark if we're going to get those baseballs.
I don't think it's going to happen for me. I've only got 3 more series left before I go back to college, as the 3-2 is a called ball too high. We'll get a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge by Hank Dodson. And the call is overturned for a called strike to make it strikeout number 4 on the night for Caleb Bunch, and the first out of this 5th inning.
Well, Easton Jones walked towards first base, confident that he had drawn a walk, and everything's working for the Raptors tonight, including the Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenges.
Exciting game for the Raptors so far, 13-1. If you want to chime in, let us know where you're watching from. fly ball into shallow infield. Cole Jordan comes in on it from second base and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So as I was saying, if you want to text in to us, text in at 385-240-1121. That is 385-240-1121. Whether you're a Raptors fan, a Long Beach Coast fan, let us know what you're thinking, where you're watching from. One of the best parts of the broadcast, hearing everyone else texting in. 2 up, 2 down so far for Caleb Bunch and his defense, and it's Anthony Maida up to bat now. First pitch is a called strike. Next pitch, he gets under this one, lifts it into left field. That's got a lot of distance under it, and that's a no-doubter bouncing off of the light pole in left field for a home run. And the shortstop, Anthony Matta, trying to be some sort of catalyst to get his team's bats going, taking their deficit from 12 to 11.
When he hit that one a mile, went 421 feet and 100 miles an hour off the bat, and that's his third homer of the year. He's been a guy that's hit for a decent average, and he does lead. He's got 19 stolen bases, so he is a guy that runs pretty well, and he put a charge into that one.
So it's now 13-2, still in favor of the Raptors. First pitch misses outside to Eddie Pelk, back to the top of the batting order. This will be the third time that these Long Beach Coast have seen Bunch. This one, a hot shot up the foul line, and good defensive work from the man protecting the bullpen for Long Beach Coast as his pitcher was in danger. Doing the protecting there was Jackson Bird, the left-handed pitcher, as the next pitch misses outside, and it's now 2-1. It's an underrated role here in the Pioneer League. Is
you got to protect those bullpen arms.
The bullpens are very out in the open. 2-1 is hit back into the backstop, and it's now 2-2.
Interestingly enough, with the San Francisco moving their bullpens, with the Oakland no longer existing in Major League Baseball, and with the Cubs moving their bullpens to under the bleachers, I don't think there's a single Major League team that has the bullpens exposed.
2-2 misses. I mean, I've called a decent amount of college baseball, and I can't say that you find a lot of it in college either. At the bigger levels of the, the Big Tens, Power Fours. The full count pitch is fouled back, and it's going to do the 3-2 once again.
Wait, Pelk's got something on the line. What's the streak? He's been on base in 75 straight games.
75 straight games dating back into last season, all 60 games of this season. Here comes the full count pitch, and it's lifted foul. Has not reached base yet tonight. Strikeout and a flyout so far.
And this might be part of why he's walked 87 times this year, is with 2 strikes, just fouling off one pitch after another. Just forcing Bunch to keep attacking the strike zone.
So Pelk trying to continue to protect. Here comes the payoff pitch. He swings and misses, and it's another strikeout for Caleb Bunch. Pelk spikes his bat, throws his helmet over towards the dugout. Frustration is boiling for Long Beach Coast as it's the Raptors leading this one 13-2. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford.
Network. Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke, and I am joined with two wonderful individuals, Stacy and Casey, here with me from Lantern House. I mean, we're thrilled to have you guys in here. You guys are doing some of the most important work out here in Utah. So can you just give us a bit of a rundown of what Lantern House is and what you guys do?
Yeah, Lantern House is northern Utah's largest homeless shelter. We're serving from North Salt Lake to the Idaho border. We have all kinds of services there. We provide shelter, we provide meals, case management, we try to get housing. We have like an array of services that we do for all those that are experiencing homelessness.
And so how did both of you two get involved with Lantern House, and what do your roles look like there?
So mine, Stacy, I am the community outreach director. So my position, I've been there for on and off for about 10 years, 15 years actually. And so mine is just doing this, being out in the community, educating the community on homelessness and the services that we offer.
And I'm the client services director. I've been with Lantern House for about 3 years now. And I help manage all of the case management programs. So we have everything from shelters, street outreach, to rapid rehousing and homeless prevention, just providing wraparound services for those experiencing homelessness and hopefully, you know, helping them gain self-sufficiency, housing, all of that kind of stuff.
So for the people listening right now on HTN, if you got people here in Utah, also out in different parts of the country, how can they get connected and help you guys and be part of the amazing work that you guys are doing?
So if you're locally, we're always looking for people to come help volunteer and serve some meals. You can visit our website to get more information. Just look up Lantern House, Ogden, Utah, and there's a lot of information on our website. Donations of food, clothing, monetary donations kind of help keep us running.
Awesome. Absolutely. What got you two, both passionate and interested in this cause?
There's such a need for it. There's a big gap in services for homeless individuals and families. And so I'm just really passionate about finding unique ways that we can help folks exit homelessness and stay in housing.
Absolutely. It's so important, just the work that you guys do and being out in the community and stuff like this. I mean, I've seen firsthand how passionate Ogden can be about, baseball and all the other important things that happen around here. So it's pretty great. This one is fouled off. Have you guys been to many Raptors games? Not the more important information, but pertinent information.
I come to almost, at least when they're in town, I usually come to at least 2 or 3 a week.
Oh, good. So you're getting the full experience. Do you take advantage of the free food Sundays?
We have a couple of times this summer.
It's important.
I don't come nearly as often as I should.
Well, Stacy, we got to start dragging her along.
I know.
we got to get her out here.
I'm not a sports fan. I was like, we'll make you one.
There's a lot more than sports here. We got
is.
food. There's a playground out there. Stuff in between the innings. A lot of great stuff. Well, we're so thankful for everything that you guys do with Lantern House. And I think we have another one of your representatives coming in tomorrow to chat about a pretty cool cornhole tournament that you guys do. So stay tuned for tomorrow, I guess. And Stacy and Casey with Lantern House, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the support.
Thank you.
2-2 count for Gio Ferraro, hits off the base of his bat. Garrett Bivacqua stands on third base. He reached base with a double to start off the inning. Carmine Lanes line out to right field, advanced Bivacqua, and now a 2-2 count on Gio Ferraro. Next pitch misses for a ball to make it 3-2. Payoff pitch incoming from Ordorka. And it swung on and missed. Ferraro chased an off speed. And that's the second strikeout of the afternoon so far for Steven Ordorka. Ordorka came in an unfortunate situation with the Raptors having already put up 5 runs in the 4th inning. But he has recovered very nicely since then. Has only allowed 1 run, and that run's not going to go against him. First pitch by Colson Lawrence is tipped back. He hit a 3-run home run that was an absolute bomb his last time up. Really just that part of that onslaught of runs by the Ogden Raptors in the 4th inning. They went single, 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 home run. to start off the bottom of the fourth. Here comes the 0-1. This one fouled back as well. With the excitement of having Lantern House in here with us, we actually missed Ryan Fox coming in to pitch for Steven Adorka. So a new pitcher is in. Obviously, the delivery was looking a little bit different. So it's a 1-2 count now from Fox coming into Colson Lawrence, runner on third. And this one is hit up off of his hands, kind of at the base of his bat, foul up the first base line. Ryan Fox this year, in his 26th appearance, all of them have been in relief. He's got a 6.0 ERA, and he's pitched 30 innings. Next pitch misses outside. And it's now 2-2. Now, Fox's last outing came against the Oakland Ballers in Game 1. So he's had almost a full week off. He went 2 innings in relief, giving up 1 hit, no runs against 7 batters. So he is about as fresh as a reliever is ever going to be. The 2-2 is fouled back over our heads, and we'll do it again. Already the third pitcher of the night in just the 5th inning for Long Beach Coast, as Jack Martin got lit up to start the game. Here comes the 2-2 off speed, and that's back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. So Ryan Fox comes in and finds something for Long Beach Coast. It's the first inning that the Raptors have been held scoreless all night long, but it is still a 13-2 lead in favor of the Ogden Raptors when we come back for the top of the 6th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that have come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network, Arden Locke, and I am joined now by the owner of the Ogden Raptors, Dave Baggett. Bags, good to have you in here as always.
It's always good to be here with you, Arden. You're the best in the business.
I don't know about that, but you've got a lot of faith in me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I don't know who's been wearing these headset before me. It's like putting a couple of wet sponges on my ears. It's just awful. Who was in here, Tim? Huh? What's her name? Stacy? Good Lord, Stacy.
Well, it's either
get some paper towels in here.
Stacy had it on for about a minute. Tyson Whiting has had it on for the whole game.
I get it now, Tyson.
So I think that might be more likely. 0-2 pitch down in the dirt.
Tyson's, and it's okay because some of that, that goodness and knowledge he has will rub off on
maybe
him.
osmosis. Yeah. It'll just get into your head.
Wow, Nebraska is throwing out osmosis.
I think that might be from Roland Hall more than Nebraska. Shout out my high school. 1-2 count coming in now to Patrick Roche.
Attaboy.
And that is the 5th strikeout of the night for Caleb Bunch.
This is the type of ball game right now that the doctor ordered. The Raptors came out swinging, and they haven't let off the gas ever since. Last inning, pitcher did a good job, had a shutdown inning, put up our first goose egg, but 13 runs on 16 hits in 5 innings is not a bad start. Now, we're still playing the best team in the league record-wise, so there are no easy outs, and there are no you can't take off any at-bats. You got to play defense. You got to throw strikes, and Caleb's done that today. It's the number 1 offense in the league versus the number 1 pitching staff in the league, and it's going to be a brutal series for both teams. Quite frankly, I'm hoping for a split, Arden. If we can split this series, go to Missoula and split that, I think we can get into the playoffs.
6-6 right now. 3-pitch strikeout for Caleb Bunch. Back-to-back strikeouts, his 6th of the night. He's dealing.
Well, the best part about it now, I credit Long Beach in the 5th there. They did a good job making him work, or it was back in the 4th inning, actually. Making him throw a few extra pitches, but he's only 73 pitches into the game here in the 6th inning. That's a pretty low pitch count for a Pioneer League outing.
Yeah, I mean, he got through the order his first time in 24 pitches.
Yeah.
Efficient, to say the least. This one right back up the middle, and Cole Jordan catches it on the fly, sliding over to his right. What a play by the second base co-captain.
Let's stay here.
Let's stay here.
With it. Okay. So, folks, while we've got the break, we got to talk to Art about something. You know, as last time I was in the booth, we talked about you playing in the 2026 Utah Ladies State Amateur Championship.
We did.
And you got through, but we didn't get the deal closed at the end.
Didn't defend. Weren't really expecting to defend, all things being said. But, yeah, I had a great time. It was a rough start, to say the least. I was 6 over through 5 holes in the first round. I thought I was going to miss the cut. And then my mom was my caddy, and she kind of was like, what are you doing? And we locked in and went 2 under the rest of the way, got the 16th seed. And I played well the second round, or the round of 32. I think I was only a couple over. And the girl I played just played a little bit better.
Yeah, sometimes you got to tip your hat.
Yeah, lost on hole 18, but I was pleased with how I played, and it was really fun for me. I got to go and commentate the live stream for the championship match.
Nice.
Which was fun. I'd never called golf before, so that was a good time.
That's perfect. Now, the funny thing is, folks, the point is, you know, and the reason Arden said she wasn't expecting to really defend it, I don't believe that for 1 second because you're a competitor. Because you've got other focal points in your life right now that you've dedicated to, and it's taken you off the course more than you wanted to be because you got to practice, man. You got to hit the ball.
You do have to practice, but you know what? I have been really loving coming to the ballpark as much as I get to, and it's been a great trade-off. I'm happy about it.
You're still getting your golf in, and you're transitioning into a career that hopefully you'll have a long career in. You got the next
goal.
50 years to work on it. And I'm proud of you. And I tell you, we're going to play together for the first time this season, this season up at Park Meadows Country Club on Thursday morning.
We are. Place your bets now if you think me or Bags is taking the win.
You and I and your dad and Ron Boone, right?
Yeah, Booner. It's going to be a great day. Some of my favorite golf partners.
Is he still a good player?
Yeah, he got a hip replacement last year, and he is back on the links. He's ready to rumble.
Well, he's like 80, isn't he?
He's turning 80 late August, last week in August.
And I guarantee you, I've known Booty for 35 years, 40 years, and he wakes up thinking he's going to shoot 72.
He's the best. I've played more rounds of golf with him than a lot of people in my life.
Yeah, so I'm going to get up there hopefully by 7:15, hit the range because I got to get loose.
See, and Bags needing time to warm up requires me to also get there at that time because we're hosting. So now I have to wake up early.
Well, you want to, right?
I pulled up like 10 minutes before my tee time.
If I get there by myself, they won't let me out, will they?
No, they probably will because it's you.
Well, they don't know me.
Yeah, but you just have an aura. you just exude confidence.
Wow. That's about the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me, folks. I love that. I exude confidence.
You know what aura is?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I know. I went to Catholic school.
Aura, I feel like more is a Gen Z term.
Oh,
Sebastian Greco. It's this one
Get out
hard.
of here. Oh, no. It's going to be off the wall for a double.
Off the brick wall. See, you're pulling a bit of an Arden as I miscalled, I think, a home run or two last week because they kind of get lost in the brick.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I just thought, wow. What was that? 363. Exit speed was 95, so he didn't quite barrel that up. But You know, the good thing I've enjoyed watching about the boys tonight is every time the Long Beach has done something positive, we've turned around and put it back on them. And, you know, they scored a run in the fifth, and we thought we'd get one in the bottom half, and the pitcher did a good job. So now we got to get that run back here and keep that lead at 12, which, by the way, I'm still not confident that these guys aren't going to come back in this ball game. They've got, you know, have you seen their coaching staff?
Yeah, I was talking to manager Percival earlier, and they are a stacked coaching staff, multiple
Troy
World
Gloss?
Series and all of that.
Good Lord. Troy Gloss looks fantastic.
He looks like he could go out and play right now.
He looks like he could still play.
Well, you know, Jerome Williams actually pitched in their last series.
Oh, we did, huh?
He pitched an inning in the same way that, you know, the Raptors had Eric Sims as their promotional player.
It's one of those
He pitched an inning, and he pitched a shutout.
Yeah, good for him. He gave me a big hug before the game. And come on, Cole, take that to right center.
1-2 for Cole Jordan. He's had a good bounce back day so far. Solo home run. He did not have a great series out in Montana. Across those 6 games, he went 5 for 24, batting .208.
Yeah. Or what is he, 2 for 3 tonight? That's the pitch that's been bothering him.
Yes, 2 for 3 tonight, and he lifts this one. And it's misplayed by the second baseman. The sun might have gotten in his eyes. Sebastian Greco advances to third, and Cole Jordan stands on first after an error.
See, and I guarantee you, Cole, right now, what do you think Cole's thinking about right now?
That was not a great swing.
Well, not only that, but he's also thinking he should be on second base.
True. Should have kept running.
Yeah, no, well, he ran to first base, but, you know, you're running thinking you're going to be out. And if you run harder, you could be on second base. But, you know, what the hell? He's the greatest kid on the planet with the greatest dog on the planet.
Diabetic alert dog.
Yeah.
What's his name? I think it's Brandy. Is that
Brandy,
right?
yeah, Brandy. What
Pretty
a fine
great.
girl. What a good wife you would be. Attaboy.
D. Will takes this one right back up the barrel. Running over to it is the center fielder. Laying out is Emilio Corona making the grab. That'll be enough to score Sebastian Greco, but a great defensive play.
Jacob Armstrong, the official scorekeeper, and I were having a debate about certain plays that are considered sacrifices. And on that one, we both looked and nodded and said, yes, that's a sacrifice fly. And we got the run back. So now it's 14-2. And I think with 9 outs to go, I'm feeling pretty confident we might do something here. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It looks like it's going to be Jason Jellick, our newest Raptor from Xavier University.
New catcher.
I found him last week.
Was he part of the tryouts?
No.
Just addition?
Just through the network that I have. And guys I've known for years said, if we've got this guy, they're going to appeal third base. That's not going to go well. And he's safe. Not a bad effort, though. You got to try. Why not try? The answer's no until you ask for the sales, so you never know.
Cross your T's and dot your I's, right?
So this is Jason Jellick's official first at bat for the Raptors. First professional at bat, too.
Professional debut.
From Xavier University. He is 6'3", 225, I believe. Big boy. Left-handed hitter. He did play part of the summer playing in he's got a Czech background, so he played in the Czech Republic for most of the summer.
Well, overseas experience. One of the guys on the Long Beach Coast roster played out in Australia this past year in Perth.
So Jason's projected to, hopefully be part of the Czech Republic team when they go back to the World Baseball Congress in, was that 3 years' time now or 2 years' time? When was the last time he played that? Come on, do your homework, Missy.
The World Baseball Classic?
Yeah.
That was last summer, so yeah, 3 years.
Oh, okay. Was it last summer?
Yeah.
That's going to be a fly ball down the left field line. I like it. Left-hander going the other way. All right. It's got a little bit of pop. Got out in front of that.
So do you think that was a pinch hit, or is that a substitution, as he did come in for the other catcher?
We'll find out, because he is a catcher, so he might go in and catch. At a 14-2 lead, I wouldn't suspect that that maybe Hank's done for the night. Let Jason get some work behind the plate.
Since Ty Gilligan was on the team, Hank Dodson had been the only catcher for majority of the season. Carmine Lane and Dylan Wilkinson obviously stepping in a little bit, but it'll be good to have the other official catcher on the roster. Back to the top of the lineup with Chase Valentine.
Boy,
he fouls first pitch off.
He just loves to hack at that first pitch.
Have you continued your research project on first pitch swings?
Not as seriously as the one time I did it, but they, more times than not, it has not been successful. That ball was laced.
And the final out of the inning will be recorded over at second.
And that's the final for me because Tyson's been out there too long.
So that'll wrap up Dave Baggett joining us for about an inning here. Bags, always good to see you.
I'll jump in tomorrow for a little bit. Again,
well, we have to check in on Thursday after our round.
Yeah. Well, we got to talk about it. What are we going to play?
We got to talk about our round.
You got to give me some pops.
I'll give you some strokes. We'll flirt it out.
I haven't played for a week, and today I swung like I had never played golf before. It took me about 6 holes to get rolling.
Well, you'll get dialed in. You're going to be there an hour early to get warmed up, and we'll be back for the top of the 7th after this break on the Ogden Raptors.
If I don't outdrive you on a couple holes, I'm going to be really pissed.
Okay. We'll let you guys know on Thursday. We'll be back after this break.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptors Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. My partner Tyson Whiting has gone to the other side and is now calling the game with Long Beach Coast. So it'll be just me, Arden Locke, for a little bit as the first pitch is fouled off and away by Cuba Bess, my favorite name in the batting lineup. Ogden Raptors leading this one 14-2. Got the game going back in the first, scoring 2. That one pitch misses outside. Cole Jordan knocked a solo home run to start off the second to make it a 3-0 lead. And then 4 runs in the bottom of the third, thanks to some extra base hits, made it a 7-0 game. And then a 4th inning that started with 4 straight singles, a 3-run home run, and then 1 more run gave the Ogden Raptors the 13-0 lead. This one is launched by Bess, an absolute no-doubter. Garrett Bivacqua didn't make a single step towards that ball, and a solo home run that traveled 444 feet. That was a monster. 112 feet off the bat, or 112 miles an hour off the bat. And Cuba Bess, the DH, showing the kind of power that he has. That's his 18th home run of the season already. And that is good enough for top 3 in the Pioneer League. So Cuba Bess starting off the top of the 7th, the same way that Cole Jordan started off the bottom of the 2nd, a solo home run. Cutting into the Raptors' lead. This one is fouled off by Benjamin Rosengard for strike 1. Long Beach Coast comes into this game the best team in the Pioneer League on a 3-game win streak. They sit at 47-13 on the season. That's 4 wins better than any other team. This one is pulled into right field. That'll go down as a base hit as it trickles towards Garrett Bivacqua. And the Long Beach Coast have back-to-back hits for the first time in this ballgame. Ogden Raptors on the other side had a season in the first half that put them as the third best record in the Pioneer League. In the second half of the season, they now sit at 6-6, which is just good enough for 7th best. So they're trying to get something going in the second half of this season to try to clinch their second straight playoff berth. First pitch, a called strike to Easton Jones. Long Beach Coast has not challenged at all yet tonight. The Raptors have challenged once and were successful. So both teams with 2 challenges left. Next pitch, is hit past shortstop Chase Valentine into center field. Rounding second and going to third is Benjamin Rosengard. And it will be Easton Jones holding up on first. So runners at the corners with no outs. And Long Beach Coast is looking to put together their best innings so far. They've put up 1 run in 3 innings so far, but have never put up a crooked number in this game. Quick mound visit from Hank Dodson to Caleb Bunch to calm down his pitcher, as that was just a pinch hit, not a substitution. But while they have a chat with their pitcher, we're going to have a chat with our sideline reporter, Eric Kelleher. Eric, how we doing?
Good, Arden. How are you?
I'm just dandy. Great to hear from you.
Oh, it was great to listen to you. You and Dave Baggett's banter. That's always fun to hear.
It's always a good time for us. What are we seeing down on the field right now?
Oh, we're just seeing some impressive action from Caleb Bench and the Ogden Raptors. It's been a shocking start, but like Bag said, they got to hold off the Coast's aggressive hitting.
See a little bit of action out in both bullpens. What does it look like in that regard?
Well, Raptors bullpen just barely warming up. I mean, I believe Skip Parker was hoping Bunch would go another solid 7th inning, and he's just had an outstanding 6 innings so far.
Yep, he's been great. Left-hander warming up in the Long Beach Coast bullpen. Anything else to add for us tonight, Eric?
That is Jackson Bird for you.
Jackson Bird most recently came in to pitch in Game 6 against the Red Pocket Mobiles, the series that Long Beach Coast swept. Well, Eric, thanks so much as always for the great report. We appreciate all of your insights.
Thank you, Arden.
Sideline reporter Eric Kelleher for us. I don't know still what to call that. Is it a sideline report in baseball? Text us in at 385-240-1121. That's 385-240-1121. Tell us what the correct term is for a sideline reporter in baseball. I want to hear everyone's thoughts. Runners on the corners with no outs, and it's an 0-2 count now on Johnny Pappas. Today, Johnny has flown out. He's popped out to Cole Jordan both times at second base. Bunch looking to get one on the ground. Hopefully his team trying to turn 2. Here comes the 0-2. And that one is low and outside for ball 1. Caleb Bunch held the Long Beach Coast scoreless through 3 innings, had only given up 2 runs through 5 innings. Now through 6 and a little bit more has given up 3. 1-2 is fouled back. Johnny Pappas, the catcher, just 5'11", 175. Only bats 183 on the season. Across 109 at-bats, he's only hit 20 times. Hits this one, though, high in the air to right field. Garrett Bivacqua going back to the warning track on it, and that one bounces off the top of Raptors Ridge. A tough bounce going all the way back shy of the warning track. Coming around to score is Benjamin Rosengard. Easton Jones follows shortly after, and that's a stand-up triple for Johnny Pappas to continue a bit of a rally for Long Beach Coast. Still trail it by 9, but just slowly cutting into the lead. Cole Jordan's dad has texted us in, and he says on-field reporter, and that feels like a much better description of it. I like that. We'll go with that from now on, as Evan Parker is going to come in, and that's going to be the end of Caleb Bunch's night. Harper McClendon is going to come in for relief. But Caleb Bunch does a great job. He goes 6 innings and a couple more Gives up 5 runs off of 8 hits, and he strikes out 6 batters. Great outing for Caleb Bunch. Obviously not the end that he was looking for, but as a whole, still a very nice outing for him. So Harper McClendon, the right-hander, is going to be the man coming in for the Ogden Raptors. McClendon was added in the second half of the season. From Thomasville, Georgia, most recently pitched at Tallahassee State. He pitched in Game 3 against the Glacier Range Riders, which was the team's most recent game. He went an inning, gave up 1 hit, no runs against 4 batters that he faced. So far on the year, this will be his 8th appearance. He's got a 3.68 ERA, which is good enough for 3rd best on the team. Pitched 7 1/3 innings, given up 9 hits, 8 runs, only 3 of them earned, interestingly. 4 walks to go along with 4 strikeouts. And opponents bat .290 against him, which is also in the top 5 in terms of most lockdown pitching for anyone on the Ogden Raptors pitching staff. For anyone just joining us, it was the Ogden Raptors all the way from the beginning of this game. Valentine started off the game in the first inning with a triple. He was later scored by Garrett Bivacqua's sac fly, and then Carmine Lane also scored later on thanks to Colson Lawrence's double. So it was a 2-0 lead after 1. Cole Jordan then knocked a straightaway home run to start off the second inning to make it 3-0. A lot of base hits, a double, a triple, a double, and then a home run. Got 4 runs for the Raptors in the third, and then that 4th inning we've talked about, 4 straight singles, and then a home run, plus a couple more gave them 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The Raptors proceeded to tick on 1 more in the bottom of the 6th, but after that, Long Beach Coast has been coming back slightly. First pitch, and Harper McClendon gives up a home run, 2-run home run. And things are getting a little bit tenser for the Ogden Raptors as Long Beach Coast has now put up a 5 spot in the top of the 7th. (14-7), the lead now down to 7 for the Ogden Raptors. Starting this inning, their lead was 12. Lead has been cut by 5 right now, still no outs. A lot of action in the bullpen, as got about 3 different pitchers getting warm. First pitch is a called strike into Eddie Pelk. Pelk hits this one foul to left field, and he's 0-2. Pelk is looking to extend his on-base streak as he has reached base in every single game this season, yet to get on base so far today. Here comes the 0-2 from McClendon. That one's outside. So Harper McClendon, 1 pitch, gives up 1 home run. Not the ideal start for him, but looking to bounce back and get the first out of the inning. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Eddie Pelk, a man who has almost been as sure as death and taxes for getting on base, but tonight, 0 for 4. First out of the inning finally recorded after the Raptors gave up 5 runs. First pitch is a bit too high coming into Patrick Roche. So far tonight, Patrick is 1 for 3, flew out back in the first to right field. He then doubled and went on to score and then struck out his last time up. Obviously, this is the first time that he is seeing Harper McClendon. He gets under this one, and it's into right field. Bivacqua retreating to his left and makes the grab with the sun shining in his face for the second out of the inning. It'll be Cooper Vest now, the BYU alumni. Bit of a homecoming for him tonight. He had a great last 6 games. He went 8 for 19, batting .421. That's better than his .329 mark on the season. Lefty with an upright stance. First pitch to him, misses too low and in the dirt for ball 1. Despite the better week that he had, going 8 for 19, he did not have a great night so far tonight, going 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, all swinging. He swings and misses half-heartedly on a pitch that was in on his hands for strike one. 1-1 with 2 outs. Harper McClendon looking to end this inning without any more damage. His next pitch misses outside to make it 2-1. McClendon has been part of the rotating carousel of pitchers for the Ogden Raptors this year. The reliables have obviously been Nico Saltaformaggio, as well as Gardner and Lewis. This one is on the ground, handled by Greco after a couple hops, and he takes it himself for the third out of the inning. And Harper McClendon does give up a 2-run home run, but after that goes 1, 2, 3. The Raptors lead this one 14-7. Just a 7-run lead now. It was 12 at the start of that inning, but bottom of the 7th upcoming after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. New pitcher is Jackson Bird for Long Beach Coast. Also have a new shortstop in the form of Tyler Young. So a couple substitutions. Sometimes those substitutions can also be trying to get a little bit more offense in the game from the shortstop perspective, although Motto was just the one who hit the triple. 1-0 is batted away by Garrett Bivacqua, foul out of play. Welcome back, Tyson.
What have I missed? I think I missed a decent amount. I was actually hanging out with Jesse Cook over in the other booth, the Long Beach Coast broadcaster.
Yeah, I felt a little bit betrayed.
I definitely apologize.
It's okay. I'll get over it. Here comes the 1-1, and it's fouled out of play.
I now feel guilty.
No, it's okay. I did kick you out for multiple innings in a row. Yeah, I talked to Lantern House and then talked to Bags, and there was a lot going on in here. But you did miss 5 runs for Long Beach, and now just a 7-run lead for the Ogden Raptors. Here comes the 1-2. Off speed, right down Broadway, buckles Bivacqua's knees, and that's the first strikeout of the night for Jackson Bird in the first batter that he faced.
And with a guy like Bird, Bivacqua probably unfamiliar with them. Just got that nice breaking ball down the middle at 72 miles an hour, and Bivacqua obviously wasn't expecting it.
4th pitcher already for Long Beach Coast, as obviously the day for Jack Martin was a little bit shorter than intended, and that caused them to dip into the bullpen. So that can have repercussions later on in the series, as you might be using up pitchers a little bit more than you wanted to in game 1. 0-1 count to Carmine Lane in the bottom of the 7th inning. He hits this one hard into right field. It's got some air under it. Doesn't have enough, and it just barely bounces off the top right wall in right field. The laser throw coming in is not in time to catch a sliding Carmine Lane, and that's another double tonight for Lane. His 4th hit of the night and his 2nd double.
Well, that was a pitch towards the outer half and didn't miss a home run by much. That was 363 feet in the air, and just one of those balls been carrying pretty well tonight, and just didn't carry enough for him to get a home run. But Lane's certainly been a hot bat for the Raptors tonight.
So Carmine Lane will throw that navy blue sliding glove on, and it'll be time for Gio Ferraro. So far tonight, Ferraro 2 for 4 with a single and a triple. 1 out in the bottom of this 7th inning. First pitch to Ferraro's too low in the dirt for ball 1. Ferraro is coming off of a great game. Last game that they played in Montana, he went 5 for 5. That's the second time in the last 2 weeks that he's had a perfect 5 for 5 night. As obviously, if you recall back when the Idaho Falls Chuckers were here, he had that 5 for 5 night, scoring 5 times, multiple RBIs, and obviously went 8 for 9 in that 2-game span.
Had a .758 slugging percentage coming into play, and I think he even improved on that with his performance so far tonight.
Off speed is poked at. It's lifted into foul territory up the right field line, and it'll go out of play. Great sized crowd as people just continued to fill in. Many of the fans enjoying the Pepsi products offered here at Lindquist Field.
Remember, tomorrow's going to be a Wiener Wednesday with hot dogs at a pretty good price. You're going to want to make sure to come on out to Lindquist Field for that.
1-2 count on Gio Ferraro. Carmine Lane with about a 10-foot lead off of second. Here comes the pitch. It's too low in the dirt. Gets barely to the left of Pappas, but the ball does stay in front of him. He'll call time and recollect.
Now, you mentioned that they played in the state of Montana all week last week. Now, I know where Great Falls is, but where is the Glacier Range Riders? Where do they play their games at?
It was Calliope, Montana, I believe.
Really?
I might be mispronouncing it, but I was the one writing the press releases, and I believe that was the name of it. Kalispell. Swing and a miss by Gio Ferraro, and that's another strikeout. So 2 of 3 batters have been struck out by Jackson Bird thus far. Great start to his relief outing. And the Long Beach Coast are looking to put up another goose egg for the Raptors. Just the second time tonight, and in a time that would really give them absolutely momentous amounts of momentum.
Momentous amounts of momentum. And for Long Beach, they've got a couple at-bats left. And as Troy Percival mentioned, the 4th inning, it's almost a completely different brand of baseball in altitude.
This one on the ground under a leaping Carmine Lane and handled by Tyler Young, the newly subbed in shortstop. He throws it off to Jones at first base for the 3rd out of the inning. And Jackson Bird goes a beautiful 4 up, 3 down in his first inning of relief, puts up another 0 for the Ogden Raptors. And it's now the Raptors 14, Long Beach 7. But Long Beach is threatening. They've scored 5 unanswered runs. We'll be back for the top of the 8th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke joined by Tyson Whiting here in the top of the 8th inning. Long Beach Coast has a tall hill to climb, but it was a much steeper hill at the start of the 7th inning when they trailed by 12. A 5-run top of the 7th now has them trailing by 7. It's 14-7 in favor of the Raptors. First pitch from McClendon is a called strike.
Now, Robert Pitts at the plate. He was a former walk-on at Michigan. He's made it all the way to pro ball.
Next pitch works up and inside on him for ball one. Robert Pitts is going to be pinch hitting for Emilio Corona, the center fielder. See if it's a pinch hit or a substitution. Kind of always have to wait till the next inning of play to see. He hits this one foul and out of play, and it's 1-2 on him now. Harper McClendon has been a pretty consistent 1 to 2 inning reliever. All of his most recent appearances have been 1 inning besides game 1 against the Great Falls Voyagers. So already in his close to his second inning of work right now. His last inning was not full as he came in after Caleb Bunch had given up a couple runs. But all 3 outs were recorded on his arm. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from the righty, and that one's a bit too low. The count is full.
All right, what can you say about the job Caleb Bunch did? He did an outstanding job the first 6 innings, just threw a bunch of strikes and was able to get multiple pitches over for a strike, and he really had great command this evening.
Robert Pitts swings and misses, and Harper McClendon picks up his first strikeout of the evening, retiring the pinch hitter Robert Pitts. And now coming up to bat will be Cuba Bess, who hit the monstrous home run to right field his last time up that went 444 feet.
Boy, we've seen some big-time home runs tonight, not only from Raptors hitters, but, Bess with that shot. And Bess has been a pretty strong power hitter for Long Beach all year.
It was his 18th home run. Big cut, doesn't connect on the first pitch that he sees. Both teams have 2 home runs tonight. 3 home runs for Long Beach Coast, as they obviously had 2 in the last inning. 2 home runs for Ogden. 0-1 count to Bess. He's had a good night tonight, 2 for 3. Another big cut. He's looking to recreate what he did in the last inning.
He was trying to hit it over the buildings outside, past right field and over the mountains and everything. But it was interesting what Troy Percival mentioned, that he almost looked like he was expecting it to take a couple games for his team to get used to this altitude, and kind of what he was probably anticipating is a completely different brand of baseball as to what they're used to over at Long Beach.
0-2 is down in the dirt. I mean, it's exactly right, and you kind of saw it. The team gets off to a slow start, scoring just 2 runs through 5 innings, and then in the 7th inning, they seem to be comfortable. They've been through the order a couple of times, and they put up a 5 spot. 1-2 is lifted into foul territory behind home plate. Hank Dodson trying to get a read on it, and he's able to make the grab for the second out of the inning. Good communication between Hank Dodson and Harper McClendon, as McClendon almost directed traffic, pointing Dodson to where the ball was. You can see him kind of motioning with his right hand in that replay if you are watching on HTN.
Certainly a tough play for a catcher. Not only do you have to look straight up, but a catcher's mitt isn't exactly ideal for catching pop-ups and fly balls and things of that nature. And so that's a tougher play than people realize.
First pitch is a called strike to the lefty Benjamin Rosengard. Benjamin tonight 1 for 3. He singled back in the 7th inning. Next pitch is too low, down between Hank Dodson's legs, but no harm, no foul, as no one's on base. Dodson was probably pretty relieved to see the addition of Jason Jellick to the roster, as he's no longer the only listed catcher. Give his legs a little bit of a break. Here comes the 1-1. It's hit high in the air, but foul up the left field line.
And Wilkinson and Lane, who have played a lot of positions, every now and then you'll see both of those guys behind the plate, and they're probably a little bit relieved that they can save their knees a little bit in the August heat of not having to catch as much, or if at all.
I mean, it comes down to needing the legs of those players for other positions and needing Dodson to be fresh every time he's out there. So a smart decision. You obviously ran into it a little bit last year with Christopher Sargent Jr., as he kind of was the only listed catcher on the lineup for the end of that season. But then you did have Wilkinson and Lane stepping in as needed. Here comes the 1-2, and that's outside by McClendon.
Especially since Stancato might be out for a little bit with an injury, so they may need Wilkinson to play in the outfield a little bit more.
Need him to be the true utility player. 2-2 count, and that one is inside to make it full. Harper McClendon struck out Robert Pitts last time he had a full count situation. Looking to do the same here. The payoff pitch is hit high in the air to left field. Wilkinson watches it, and it's out of the ballpark, bouncing onto 23rd Street. 4th home run of the night for Long Beach Coast, and they're just continuing to barely claw their way back into this ball game.
It looked like Rosengard just didn't get all of it, but just got, the ball certainly carrying tonight, and ended up leaving with ease over the left center field wall. And boy, it's the type of night there. Obviously a little bit of altitude, but it's ball's really carrying tonight, and we've seen quite a few moonshots here this evening. And with that, it ensures that Eddie Pelk will get another at bat, and he's got a 75-game on-base streak going, but he struck 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So at the very least, that home run ensures that Pelk's going to get one more at bat.
That's a big deal. It's a record or a streak that's been going this entire year. First pitch by McClendon is a bit outside to Easton Jones.
It sounds like Ted Williams has the pro baseball record for consecutive games reaching base, and it looks like Pelk is 8 or 9 games away from that.
The 1-0 hit on a one-hop. Valentine charges it and tosses it off over to Greco for the 3rd out of the inning. So Harper McClendon gives up just a solo home run. You can live with that. No damage done besides it. His team leading currently by 6, 14-8 in favor of the Raptors, trying to topple the league-leading Long Beach Coast heading into the bottom of the 8th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
I can't hear you.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network, bottom of the 8th inning here. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting in a game that was been controlled by the Ogden Raptors from the get-go, but Long Beach Coast has been making their presence felt. David Whittle coming in to pitch as they continue, the Long Beach Coast do, to basically just use the pitcher per inning.
Whittle's hoping to get an out because right now his ERA is infinity. He didn't get an out in his only appearance for Long Beach, allowing 1 hit and 3 runs. He also walked a batter.
I don't know if I've ever seen an infinity ERA.
You don't see it very often because at some point you're going to get an out.
At some point, you got to retire someone. In good shape right now as he got a 1-1 count on Greco. The next pitch misses too low, and it's now 2-1. So as you mentioned, David Whittle. The man on the mound, right-hander. David Whittle is also listed as a catcher for the Long Beach Coast. So he's been pretty eclectic, to say the least, as in the different positions that he can play. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. It's lined up the right field line, fair. That'll go down as a base hit. Greco now extending to second as the ball bounces around in the right field corner. And Sebastian Greco's got to stand up double to start off the inning. And Whittle's ERA is still infinity.
Well, he's a little bit frustrated by that. Just struggling a little bit here with the control. Whittle at the minus 5 for 20.
That got me so off guard. I mean, we had Kyle Schmack a couple weeks ago. Now we've got David Whittle. Great stuff. Cole Jordan up to bat. He's had a good bounce back night so far. Had that home run and then a single.
So he does have a 250 bat. So he does have a 250 batting average. Interesting, that bounced off of Jordan's back and hit the top of the netting. Almost went into the seats.
It had some height under it. I mean, credit to Cole Jordan, I guess, for having such a hard back. Just careening that one up. So Tyler Gannis is likely going to come out to pinch a run for Cole Jordan, it looks like. Gannis actually had a very high contribution starting role for the Ogden Raptors on their road trip out to Montana. Obviously not in the starting lineup tonight, but pretty much consistently had been.
Well, it was going to be Gannis coming out to pinch run, then it looks like they've chosen somebody else to come pinch run, and that's Bradley Pell, and it looks like he's going to actually run for Greco.
So Cole Jordan is fine, but he doesn't have a helmet. Oh, he does have a helmet. It's just in his right hand. Bradley Pell will come in to pinch run for Greco, as you mentioned.
Well, and interesting, Greco hit that one down the line. He is a triple away from the cycle, but didn't take a chance going towards third, especially with no outs.
And in a time where your team, you don't need runs, right? You're up by 6.
Yeah.
But you've also been outscored 6-0 in the last inning and a half. You feel like just want to get on the board, get a little bit momentum. Dylan Wilkinson lays down a bunt, and it's going to be the pitcher playing at Whittle. He overthrew first base. Coming home to score is Bradley Pell, and Cole Jordan will advance to third. So while Long Beach Coast looked like they were making their way back into this game, a couple miscues, mainly by David Whittle, and they are in trouble.
When Whittle's ERA is still infinity. It's a good throw would have gotten him. That's the 4th error for the Long Beach Coast tonight, which is certainly odd. And they're a team that doesn't beat themselves, and that's partly why they've got a record of 47-13 overall. But 4 errors. Long Beach with a bit of a sloppy game here on this Tuesday.
Cole Jordan now stands on third after the error. Dylan Wilkinson is on first, and the first pitch misses too low to Hank Dodson. And now with just an inning left of work for Long Beach Coast, they were going to have to overcome an 8-run deficit. Fake throw to second as Dylan Wilkinson stole second.
Well, Pappas was looking for a little bit of, he thought there was something funny. The play was going to be put on there, so he faked the throw to second, bobbled it for a minute, and Jordan was able to hold up a third. Jordan didn't get all that much of a lead.
Yeah, you can see the fake throw by Pappas and didn't do a lot. And that one actually did clip Hank Dodson. Whittle can't believe it. His hands are out to his sides in disbelief. He's now shaking his head left to right. So that's his second hit batter in the last 3 that he's faced. And what's that ERA, Tyson?
It's still infinity. Whittle just can't believe it.
So he'll have to shake that one off. The bases are now loaded. Still no outs in the bottom of this 8th inning.
More than a little bit frustrated here is David.
We're getting into a lot of it frustrated. First pitch to Jace Valentine is hit hard in the air. Does it have the legs for a grand slam? It doesn't. Caught by the left fielder. And coming home to score will be Cole Jordan. So that's good enough for a sac fly as Eddie Pelk's throw did not get in time. And the Raptors have now put up 2 runs in the bottom of this 8th inning. They lead by 8, 16-8.
Well, congratulations, David Whittle. You now have an ERA. And for Chase Valentine, a productive out. He had a triple and a single tonight and adds an RBI to his total. That's the 74th RBI for Valentine this season.
And Whittle finally records the first out of the inning. Garrett Bivacqua up now. First pitch to him, catches the outside of the zone for called strike one. Both teams still do have challenges if they want them. The Raptors have challenged once today, and they were successful. Long Beach Coast is not challenged at all. Runners on first and second now after Cole Jordan's score. The next pitch is low and inside for ball one.
So yeah, tip your cap to Travis Schachtman, the home plate umpire. He's done a pretty good job tonight.
Haven't had a lot of arguments with him. It's been a pretty tight zone, pretty consistent zone. We've had the track man next to us the whole time, and he's been pretty good. The ball gets over the head and bounces off the backstop hot, right back to the catcher, Pappas. And honestly, if he had played that ball off the backstop better, he probably could have gotten Dylan Wilkinson. It was one of those favorable bounces for catchers, but it got past his mitt. That's kind of how fast it fired back to him off the backstop. And so now after the wild pitch, Dylan Wilkinson is on third, and Hank Dodson is on second. That also took away the double play opportunity and the force. A big cut by Bivacqua doesn't connect to make it 2-2.
Well, that was a pretty good fastball by Whittle. That was 90 miles an hour. And he throws kind of like a catcher would, where he goes straight over the top, almost like it's coming right over his right ear.
Here comes the 2-2 on a one hop. The play at home is not going to be made, and they'll get the second out of the inning on the force over at first. Patrick Roche at second looked like he might want to throw and try to get Dylan Wilkinson out at home, but then just decided to take the bird in hand and handed it off over to Jones at first for the second out of the inning.
So that was hit right at Roach. He probably would have thrown to the plate, but Wilkinson got an outstanding jump on it. And once Roach got the baseball, he decided to just take the easy out.
So 3 runs have now scored. It's 17-8 in favor of the Raptors. This is the most runs that the Coast have allowed in the last 6 games by 8. The last time they allowed 10 runs was back in their knockout round loss against the Oakland Ballers in game 3 there. 0-1 count to Carmine Lane. He hits this one on the ground on a couple of hops. It's handled by Young, and he'll laser it over to Easton at first base for the third out of the inning. So the Ogden Raptors add on 3 more runs. They lead it 17-8. A 9-run lead as we head into the top of the 9th inning. Can Long Beach Coast mount a historic comeback of sorts? We'll find out after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
If you're a business owner with 1 or more employees, you'll need a workers' compensation policy. A workers' compensation policy is required in almost every state. No matter what type of work, if your employee gets hurt on the job, a workers' compensation policy addresses medical care and lost income for injured employees, fatality benefits for families and workers killed on the job, and your potential liability for covered claims. Workers' compensation coverage is divided into 2 categories: workers' compensation insurance, which helps care for the injured employee, and employer's liability insurance, which protects you. At WCF, we provide safety training, medical care, return to work coordination, and more. When your employee gets hurt on the job, we'll take care of you both.
Hey, gang, you're watching Ogden Raptors professional baseball right here on the Raptors Baseball Network. Ciao, baby.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Final inning of baseball here at Lindquist Field. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting bringing it to you. It's the Raptors over the Coast right now, 17-8. The Raptors were leading this game at one point, 13-2. Long Beach worked their way back into it slightly with 6 unanswered runs, but since then, the Raptors put up 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th to get their lead back up to a comfortable number. 1-0 count as Ira Austin has come in to try to finish this game out.
For Austin in this year, it's his 6th appearance. He's got a 2-0 record with a 4.26 earned run average. Pioneer League's hitting just .273 against him.
He's been solid thus far going against Johnny Pappas, the catcher today for Long Beach Coast. Pappas batting just 183 on the season. Next pitch works inside on him, and it's now 2-2. Pappas today is 1 for 3. He did hit a triple back in the 7th. And that was a triple that scored 2 runners. As the 2-2 works in and is another called strike to make it, or excuse me, the 1-2-1 as the scoreboard was a little bit ahead of time. It might have been manifesting. Next pitch misses outside, and we're full. Hot night here at Lindquist, but the fans staying hydrated with the Pepsi products offered throughout the stadium. Here comes the payoff pitch from Austin, and that one is inside for a walk. That's the first walk that's been given up by the Ogden Raptors so far tonight, and it looks like Ira Austin is actually going to be the one to challenge, Red Pocket Mobile Strike Zone challenge, and it is confirmed of all. That one missed outside by probably a couple inches.
It was one of those you're hoping, because obviously you don't want to walk the batter and you just miss the plate. Wait for Austin. He's had a little bit of control issues in his time in Ogden, as he's walking a little bit more than 1 per inning.
First pitch is a strike coming into Tyler Young. This is Young's first at-bat of the night, as he came in to play shortstop a couple innings ago.
Austin has very quick legs. He's one of those that just knees and arms coming at you pretty quickly. When he releases the baseball, watch if you're on Home Team Network just how quick his legs move.
That one he holds on to a bit too long and pulls it across his body. Hank Dodson has to lay out to his right side to stop the ball. Austin is 6'2" and just 170, so a pretty lanky guy, but has a long lever.
Gets good extension on his pitches.
Here comes the pitch, and that one catches the outside of the zone for a called strike 2.
It's kind of like how Mitch Williams used to be, where he would extend that front leg way out there. In fact, Mitch Williams would follow through and he'd actually land on his glove. Not exactly putting himself in a good fielding position. Austin does a better job of getting into a good fielding position, but he really gets his front leg out there a good wide margin.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It is poked foul for Young to stay alive. Tyler Young on the year has traded time at shortstop. He played in 2 of the 6 games out in their last trip. Went 0 for 2 against Oakland and 0 for 1 against the Mobiles. He didn't start in the Mobile game, however. Here comes the 1-2 from Austin. His curveball misses a bit outside to make it deuces.
Light's starting to take effect here at Lindquist Field as the sun is setting.
Passed over 2.5 hours now by just a couple minutes. Here comes the 2-2, and it's hit high in the air to right field, but foul. Ogden looking to snap the 3-game win streak that Long Beach Coast is on. They're also looking to give Long Beach Coast just their 3rd loss in the second half of the season. Their 14th loss in the entire season. Taken right back up the barrel to Colson Lawrence, who barely had to move for the first out of the inning, was Tyler Young, and Ira Austin wins that battle. I'm not sure Colson Lawrence moved at all for that ball.
Maybe he danced a couple steps, but it was hit right to him.
I mean, it was a lazy stride for a few paces in.
Looks like first baseman Greco is going to play off the bag, and this is certainly a big at-bat for Eddie Pelk to try to extend his on-base streak to 76 games.
I mean, a huge at-bat, really. First pitch is a called strike on the outside edge of the zone. He doesn't need a hit, just needs anything to get on base. He's been on base in every single game this year, 60 games. And dating back to last season, that's 75-game on-base streak. Austin, this one is hit into left field. The ball caught by Dylan Wilkinson, and that's going to be the end of Eddie Pelk's 75-game on-base streak.
And Pelk knows it, too, as he's walking back towards the dugout. 3 strikeouts, and twice he has flown out to Dylan Wilkinson, and He walks slowly back to the dugout as he knows this is the first time all year he has failed to get on base.
Ira Austin and the defense, mostly Caleb Bunch, feeling good about being the ones responsible for ending that streak. The runner goes, will get defensive indifference, and it's called strike one against Patrick Roche. The Raptors now just 1 out away from picking up their biggest victory of the year in terms of strength of opponent. The 0-1 is a line drive that's going to go down as a base hit in front of Bivacqua. Coming around third and holding up is Pappas. And there's now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Brings up Cooper Vest, trying to play hero in close to his former hometown. But the Long Beach Coast are going to need a little bit more than the 3 runs that would score. Would Vest be able to, say, hit a home run or anything like that? Down by 9 right now. Righty versus lefty battle, Austin versus Vest. Here comes the first pitch. The runner does go to second, and it's fouled away. And Patrick Roche is going to have to turn around and go back where he came from.
Apparently Cooper Vest's family is sitting behind the first base dugout tonight as they made the trip from St. George.
Any advantage to come and opportunity to come watch your child play, especially at the professional level. Here comes the 0-1. Once this one is fouled, also similar area. And once again, Roche is going to have to walk 90 feet back to first base. 0-2.
Well, if you're a Raptors fan, if you would have said this was the situation going into the 9th inning, you take it all day of the week, as Long Beach came in, a very hot club, and they've been outstanding all year. And boy, from start to finish, Raptors have put together an outstanding effort.
Raptor fans getting on their feet now. Choruses of claps go throughout the stadium. Here comes the 0-2, and it's pulled over the head of Sebastian Greco. That'll go down as a base hit, and that'll score Pappas. Rounding second and going to third now is going to be Roche, and he'll make it there. So Long Beach Coast stays alive for another batter.
Just a good piece of hitting. Got jammed a little bit, and that pitch was off the plate, and Cooper Vest just kind of muscled it in towards the outfield past Greco as Vest gets his first hit of the night.
Just another piece of evidence for how leadoff walks often score, as Pappas was a leadoff walk. Runner goes once again. He'll take second. First pitch is outside for a ball. Robert Pitts' second at-bat of the night. He struck out swinging his last time up. The 1-0 misses too low as well, and it's now 2-0. Any of you fans here in Ogden, remember that there are promotions all throughout the week. Talked about Wiener Wednesday. Also on Thursday, got Thirsty Thursday. Plenty of Pepsi products half off that day. Next pitch works up and in on the face of Robert Pitts to make it 3-0. I think Thirsty Thursday is my favorite day. I'm a big fan of the Pepsis.
I am as well. It's an outstanding day.
Here comes the 3-0, and that one does catch the bottom right strike zone. After 3 straight balls, Pitts was likely just going to make Austin throw something to him. The last thing you want to do is ground into an out or anything like that. The 3-1 is tapped up the third base line, and now we got a full count with the game hanging in the balance. So Robert Pitts in his second at-bat of the night, a game that he did not start, doing his best to keep the game going. His team trailing by 8. Here comes the payoff pitch. And it is a bit too low for a walk. Bases loaded.
A pretty good eye there by Pitts. Had a 3-0 count and then a couple strikes. Looks like Evan Parker is going to come talk with Ira Austin. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's loosening up in the bullpen right now, although there was a righty that was loosening up for a little bit, but he is now sat down.
Parker's kind of go-to thing when he walks out there, I've noticed, is he just smooths out the dirt a little bit with his feet and then has a few words with his pitcher. Evan Parker, being a pitcher himself, knows exactly what to say in these scenarios. Long Beach Coast has already punched their ticket into the playoffs, but obviously trying to keep their records solid, keep their games sharp. And for all of the guys in this league, obviously it's a partnership league with the MLB. You're trying to show MLB teams why they want you, why they should take you. So there's never going to be a foot off of the gas here in the Pioneer League. Long Beach Coast in position right now at 10-2, second best second half record to kind of take another playoff spot essentially, which would then mean that the fourth spot would come down to overall standings.
That's why every game matters to the Raptors. They want to be in that race. That's how they reached the postseason last year, and every game matters to the Raptors in terms of trying to secure a playoff spot.
First pitch to Cuba Bess is fouled out of play. Cuba hit the 444-foot home run just 2 at-bats ago. Bases loaded for him right now, the DH power hitter tonight. Long Beach Coast needs 8 runs to force a knockout round, as this one is hit up in the air. Dylan Wilkinson hustling in on it, and he makes the snag for the 3rd out of the inning and the end of the ball game. Caleb Bunch, the phenomenal starting pitcher, is backed by one of the best offensive efforts that the Ogden Raptors have put together all season long, and they topple the giant of Long Beach Coast, who were on a 3-game win streak. They've only lost twice in the second half of the season. What a victory for the Ogden Raptors tonight.
From start to finish, the bats were on fire for Ogden, and they beat a pretty good starting pitcher who got his first loss of the season. Jack Martin came in with a 6-0 record, and he gets his first loss. And the Raptors, as we mentioned, it kind of just started with a pretty good first inning, scoring 2 runs. The big innings, though, were the 4-run third and the 6-run fourth. And what can you say? If you are a Raptors fan, boy, this is exactly how you want to start this series. A good measuring stick against a really good Long Beach club, and Ogden passes the first test here tonight.
5 more tests coming up this week. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will name our flamethrower of the game, as well as our golden bat after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting here for the post-game show. Ogden walks away with a 17-9 victory, a game that they got off to a hot start. They scored 13 runs in the first 4 innings. They led 13-1 after 4 innings, a 12-run lead. Now, Long Beach did work their way back into the game, putting up 9 runs in the last 6 innings of the game, specifically putting up 7 runs in the last 3 innings. But as a whole, it was a great outing for Long Beach Coast, and the hero of the outing was Caleb Bunch, who we're joined with now. Caleb, I mean, what an outing for you. You go 6 runs and, 6 innings, and 5 of them were pretty flawless. What do you like about what you did tonight?
I'll be honest, it's really easy to go out there and do my thing when those guys are working as hard as they are behind me. Defensively and offensively, scoring as many runs as they did that early makes me real comfortable going back out there every time. So just props goes to them.
Absolutely. And you're walking away with a victory tonight over the best team in the Pioneer League from a record perspective. What does that feel like, and kind of how can that help momentum for this team?
Oh, it's good. Long Beach, they have a great ball club, a lot of good guys. And so, coming out and winning game 1 is a big tone setter. It's big. It's really big for momentum, like you mentioned, just rolling into the rest of the week. So just trying to keep it going, keep rolling, and keep winning some ball games.
Absolutely. 5 more games this week for your Raptors. Caleb Bunch, the winning pitcher of tonight. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you so much.
And Caleb Bunch, I'm going to say it right now, we're naming as our Rocky Mountain Propane flamethrower of the game. Are we good with that, Tyson?
Absolutely, especially considering the fact he didn't walk a single batter. 6+ innings, struck out 7, did allow 8 hits. Obviously, Long Beach, a pretty good club. They're a good hitting club as well as a pretty strong pitching staff. Made 87 pitches, and he was just outstanding. And the big key to him tonight not only was avoiding the bases on balls, but he did a good job getting his curveball over for a strike. And in fact, the curveball turned out to be a pretty good strikeout pitch for him this evening, and that's a big part as to why he had so much success this evening. And hey, when you avoid the walks, success usually comes. In the Raptors pitching staff only walked 2, and both of those came in the 9th inning. So, when you don't give up the free passes as the way the Raptors did tonight, you're going to have a lot of success, and you're going to be able to slow down a high-powered offense like Long Beach. And so Caleb Bunch did an outstanding job tonight, and he gets the victory, and he is the Rocky Mountain Propane flamethrower of the game.
And now moving on to our golden bat of the game, it's going to Colson Lawrence. He goes 3 for 5 tonight, scores 2 runs himself, and has 5 RBIs on the night. Colson, 2 doubles on the night and a home run. I mean, look at the extra base hits here for the Ogden Raptors. Doing some quick math, I mean, you have 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. That's 13 extra base hits out of the 17 hits that they put together, out of the 20 hits they put together total tonight. So 13 of 20. There were only 7 singles tonight for the Ogden Raptors.
Especially in the first 4 innings, where most of those base hits were extra base hits, and 13 of the 20 base hits were for extra bases. Carmine Lane, Colson Lawrence, and Sebastian Greco each had 2 doubles. Colson Lawrence, Greco, and Jordan had a home run, and Valentine and Gio Ferraro with a triple. And what can you say when you put up those type of offensive performances? It's going to be it's going to be hard to lose a game like that, especially with what Caleb Bunch did on the mound. And that's really what makes this win feel so good, is just about everybody contributed offensively, and just about every part of the game went right for Ogden, and they played an error-free game in the field. Long Beach, normally a pretty good defensive club, but they made 4 errors this evening, and so they did not play a clean game. The Raptors playing a clean game is certainly a big key as to why they were able to come out on top this evening.
Huge win for the Ogden Raptors tonight. They take a 17-9 victory. They move to 36-25 on the season. Long Beach falls to 47-14. We'll be back for a game 2 in this series tomorrow, a 6-game series throughout this week against Long Beach Coast. But before we go, a lot of thank yous as always. I was your play-by-play Arden Locke tonight. Tyson Whiting was color. Eric Kelleher was on sidelines. Aiden Haney was our field camera. Our fan camera was manned by Josh Ijeka. Our graphics and shader was Andrew Gaunt, as well as trying his hand at being technical director for a little bit today. Our technical director was Alan Hill, and as always, the man who makes this whole thing happen, our executive producer was Tim Broussard. Thanks so much for spending your Tuesday night with us. As always, have a great night. Have a great night.